Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break. Brought to you by Sand Hills Global. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
I want to buy a couple ducks. I'm bringing 2 ducks to the office.
This is Early Break.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch, all back in the studio. Hope you had a great Labor Day. Sip, I know you worked all day yesterday and really honoring Labor Day by working the whole day.
Yeah, it was. It was a work day. I was telling somebody, Greg, that not only did I work during the Labor Day weekend, I worked a lot.
As usual, per the usual.
Yeah,
First
it's
football
almost
weekend.
like the Labor Day weekend is you do more work than usual. So today I'll
It's all
take
right in the middle of football season. So that's,
Yeah.
that always kind of
Hello,
gets you.
Bill.
Yes, Bill
Hello,
is here.
Bill
is
Busch.
back.
Where the
The
hell
stool
have
is
you
back.
I went back
together.
and did some research on the fact that we didn't have a show on Memorial Day, and then we asked to work on the 4th. You and me did, and that got shut down. And then Jake changed the whole schedule and had a show on Labor Day.
Jake didn't change the schedule.
After I had already had, when someone said, "Do you have anything on Labor Day? Can you help be a part of an event?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that because we don't have a show. We don't have a show that day."
To be
So,
clear,
it's okay.
the staff
Yeah.
was informed Wednesday evening. It was a late decision. I had no part in that. We wish you
So
were
I
here
feel
yesterday,
bad that I
Bill.
wasn't part of that, but I had a previous event that
Okay.
to do that. So just anyway, Jake, Christmas.
I
Are we
don't-
doing the show on Christmas
I
Day?
don't believe we
get
have
this clear?
plans
Do it
for
this clear right now.
Christmas
If I
Day.
know something about Christmas Day,
I believe
Yes.
Thanksgiving we're also off this
That's it.
year.
Well, yeah,
but let me know
Thanksgiving,
because I'll
which-
be here if possible.
Christmas Day,
'Cause me and
Thanksgiving.
Sip made a strong push for the 4th
You
this
did.
year also.
You
To
did.
be
We
here.
did.
We did make a strong push for
We
that.
did.
And then we also didn't work the 5th. We had the 4th and the 5th
Yeah.
off this year. So
Yeah.
it didn't, not just 1, but 2 days off. But
So
yes,
it's good
it
to
was a
be
late
back
push.
in studio.
We're glad to have you back,
Yes.
Bill.
Been a lot going on.
Yeah. How about I want to make something clear about last night's game against
Oof.
Florida State. I was
Yes.
receiving a lot of texts.
Okay.
Sip, man, nobody there. The stadium's empty. No, it's not. It wasn't empty. There's a major refurbishing project going on. Some of the stadium was closed down. It was a great crowd, loud crowd, tomahawk chop crowd. It was fine.
It wasn't a great crowd.
I'm not sure.
And I agree that they were under construction. I was
What do you mean it wasn't a great crowd?
It wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah. The
Wow.
best part there's this confusion later in the game. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we even doing this? We can't get a first down. We can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
Bill, wow.
Gave up 270 yards rushing. 270.
They kept showing the fans doing the chop. They're going like so depressed. Like
Yeah, it was. It was like they're half asleep. Just like,
it's
when
like,
is
why
this
we
going to
have
end?
do this
We have to work tomorrow. Why do we
horrible.
play this game on Saturday? This
or,
is-
or yesterday, Sunday.
Play it Sunday. This
Come
is
on.
so stupid.
God, it was a great crowd though, wasn't it? Wow.
They had a great
They
time. too.
crank up that. I didn't even
You know what? I did not partake in any shots. I didn't fire anything across the
No, you
bow.
didn't.
Text messages,
Thank you,
anything. Don't do
Thank
that.
you. There was some people doing that.
I would make an early statement on the quarterback for Boston College, which I knew was pretty good.
Castellanos.
Yes, I would say that if he is at Ohio State, he's hands down at least a finalist for the Heisman.
No,
He's
kidding.
in New York City.
He is.
He's
He
that
is
good?
fun to watch. He's a good runner.
Oh,
He's
man.
a great running
and
quarterback.
he can throw it too. He
Yep.
reminds me of a Kyler Murray.
That's a good camp.
He's like a Kyler Murray is what he looks like.
What's his name?
Thomas Castellanos.
Oh man, is he
He's
good?
good.
He
He's so
is.
fun to
Oh
watch.
man, and there's no. Just imagine the players that he has around him at Boston College compared to what if he was at Oklahoma? What if he was at?
Are you
What if he was at Ohio State?
I got to tell you, Bill, I wasn't as impressed. I think he looked good, but I think Florida State made him look pretty good.
I don't know. He did it all last year too. He's really good last year.
Okay.
Everybody's pretty
All right.
high on him.
So
And
the running back Robichaux also had a nice game. Like they just were punishing the defensive line of Florida State. It was the running back, and then Castellanos just take off for 15, 20 yards. It's like, boom, there he goes.
0-2.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
playoffs over.
Yeah.
That's out.
What I like about DJU, what's his name?
Ooh, younger Lily.
Really fiery. He really gets after it.
Yeah.
Really great leader. He really gets his guys going. Looks really engaged.
I said some
God, he's a fiery guy.
It was a body language. It was a body language game that wasn't good.
Yeah, I
Calms
love
up.
DJ's body language though.
Yeah, that's it.
He looks like he's getting after it.
He's really intent
God,
on
they gotta
winning.
make a quarterback change now. I mean,
What's their backup? Do we know their backup situation?
I don't even care who the backup is. Just go to him. It can't get worse. I mean, the guy they got is I don't know what is he? He's
Let's
dead
get his-
fish.
There was a
His
couple
stats.
throws you go, okay, that's good. The one he missed
There
in the
was.
end zone, he had a guy wide open by
Left
15
side,
yards and just sailed
Air-
it out of the back of the end zone.
Airmailed it.
But
He
there was
looks
so many.
confident though.
So DJ, now he had some bad drops that hurt him too. The
He
tight-
There were
sure
some, there
did.
were
I
some
believe
drops.
at one point the tight
the
end,
tight end
had-
dropped 2 in a row.
he had 5 targets, no catches at one point. Yeah, he had 2
Yeah,
horrible drops. the
number
tight end.
84.
Yes, 2 bad drops. No, but DJ's just didn't look right out there. He doesn't look comfortable at all.
No.
His stats last night: 21 for 42. He said it. You said before he's not an accurate passer. He's a low. Not
He's been a 50% passer his whole
that's,
career.
he was 50% last night. 1 touchdown and 1 horrendous pick that went back to the 7-yard line. They scored 2 plays later.
That's
Big
on
season.
that was a bad play. It was a 4th and 5.
Yeah, right.
And that was not a good call by
You
the
don't
head
think so?
the head coach.
To
It was-
go
it-
for it at the 47.
47. It was first drive.
Right.
It was like the first drive of
the second half.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
Yeah.
a one possession game, right?
Their own 47.
It was 14-6 at halftime.
It was a one possession game.
Yeah.
And also they said we got to go for it. We got to make a stand
Straight.
right now. And it wasn't like either like I've got a special play. No. So he threw it under pressure. He's like, I've got to throw it
Yeah.
because it's 4th and 5.
He
And
floated
then
it.
they run it back 50 yards
To the
and
7,
score,
yeah.
and that was basically the game.
Stop there. Okay, so go back to that. It was 4th and 7 at Florida State's 47, down
Yeah.
14-6.
Right.
It was really stunning that they went for it.
Early, start of the second half.
Yeah, started
Down
the second
8
half.
points.
It was
Started the
really.
second half.
I didn't understand it at all. It seemed like a panic move.
Yeah, it was. When you're watching the game, you were just, and then later on they went for it on a 4th and 17,
Right.
which they don't get, which again would have been a chance just to just pin them and play defense. And then at the end of the game, it's like 4th and 20, but the game now they have to get the first down or the game is over. They punt it.
Punt it.
It was.
Done.
It
Didn't make any
was.
sense.
Norvell
Yeah.
didn't seem like he was. I mean, I don't know if he's in trouble, but they're 0-2, and it's stunning. And it is now. It's sort of interesting. I hate to say that.
If you go back and watch the 4th and 17 play, he threw it into quadruple coverage.
Well,
Quadruple coverage on that play.
watching film
Also-
of the great Jameis Winston.
It's a Florida State thing, man.
The, you could tell on you could just read the body language of the head coach. It wasn't even so much if we can pull this game off. You could just tell his
Yeah.
body was this season.
Right.
This season is not it. And like I said, and on the other
I
side
totally
of it,
agree with you on that.
you could just tell in his mind's going through. What are we going to do? Look at our schedule. I mean, we have some teams coming up.
They go to Notre Dame.
I don't know how. Right now. I don't know how they get to a bowl game.
Oh.
That's what it could be. They've lost 3 in a row. They lost
Right.
back to the bowl game.
Up to Georgia.
But just think about it. You
I am thinking.
go to
about it.
the ACC championship game. You win it without your quarterback, and it's like it's happy. It's 13-0,
I don't know.
13-0, and then what's happened since then is
Well, what happened since then is they got beat 63-3 in the bowl game by Georgia, and you just wonder what that did to the program.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 63-3 can wreck a program. I mean, not completely wreck it, but it can have long-lasting effects. 62-36 had some effects.
sometimes
on
there's
Nebraska.
effects, even
Yeah.
though they say different players. It's affected Florida.
Seems like it.
They went to the SEC championship game, got beat, played really well, got beat by 5 by Alabama, I believe, and then everyone opted out of the bowl game, and they got crushed, and they've never been remotely the same since that. Florida hasn't been.
Florida. Yeah,
yes.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You talk about Mike Norvell on the sideline. He gives me anxiety watching the game. The way he's just up and down, always got everything's life or death. Like he just looks very uncomfortable,
Well,
unpleasant on the sideline.
Now, hold on.
He's not keeping his cool very well over there.
Hold on. I mean, he kept his cool last year. Last
They're
night,
0-2 now.
last night he was I'm sure he's uncomfortable. It was horrifying. It's got to be horrifying. Bill's in a horrifying profession. I
Yeah.
watched Kelly, Brian Kelly, the
LSU.
night before. Yeah. And it just looks like the anguish is so evident. I almost feel for those guys. I don't care how much they're making either. It's still really hard. Norvell's in a pickle, as Bill would say.
Yeah.
He's in a serious pickle.
Yeah, I can imagine what that locker room's like.
Oh,
Last year they were rolling. They felt they should have been in the playoffs, which I agree with them. They should have been in the playoffs. They won the ACC, but and undefeated. Not just won it; they were undefeated. And then now you have
this.
Now you have this.
Now you have this.
And you when you look at them, you don't look at them and just say, you know what? They're just a little. They're just a little off, and they'll be fine. No,
Something's wrong
because on defense they're. I mean, Georgia Tech ran the ball all over them, and so did Boston College.
270 yards rushing last night, 270 on the ground.
I don't get it. And they have guys up front, 2 or 3 that they're supposed to be NFL level players, like high draftees. I don't know what's going on that side of the ball. Offense, they don't look that. I mean, obviously, offense, they don't look very good either.
I believe they rushed for 30 yards.
It was low,
25 or 30 yards.
Keep in mind that Boston College was at the 5-yard line and kneeled to end the game. They could have made it 35-13. They could have made it even worse than it was. They kneeled for the last 2 minutes of the game.
And this all occurs in the context of the big picture discussion of Florida State trying to get out of the ACC because they feel like they're too good for it.
0-2.
Bad look. Bad look.
0-2 in conference play, by the way.
Yeah, for how many months and months they've been doing this thing where they're aching to get out, publicly aching to get out of the ACC and get to a better situation financially. See, Norvell has to have that on his mind too. He can't have it in the front of his mind. It has to be in the deep recesses. But the only reason I say that, Bill, is because the people who determine his employment are administrators who have to worry about that stuff.
And the 2 losses are not to Miami and Clemson.
No,
I mean
it's just a Georgia Tech and Boston College. Good God, yeah, Georgia Tech and Boston College. Yeah, at best. Now they're probably middle. Georgia Tech's definitely middle of the pack. I don't even know if I'd call Boston College middle of the pack.
If you look at their schedule, I was telling Bill, but they have one ranked team the rest of the way at this point. Missouri. 2 weeks from now, they're at Missouri, and otherwise, again, as it stands right now, they have no more ranked teams on their schedule. They could be a sleeper team. Boston College,
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't as impressed with them as you guys were. It just looks like Florida
defensively, they were very well coached. Extremely. They're not a great team up front defensively. They're not pass rushers.
They're fine,
but they
had one pass rusher.
They had one, but there sometimes there was enough time when they had enough time. They got after him a little bit too, but it has to be horrifying right now at Florida State just because of that. They're like, well, you guys think everything's so awful and you have to get out of this conference. But Boston College didn't worry about it. Georgia Tech did. What they worried about was just trying to get their team ready to play.
The fan base is going to be embarrassed.
Well, speaking of defense, Florida State rushing stats against Boston College: 16 carries, 21 yards. They had 8 carries by their running back total in this game.
I didn't hear from Marty last night or Ben.
You said crickets.
Crickets. Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
How about when Norvell drives by this morning on the way to work? What's Marty going to give him the palms
Don't
up?
You just look down.
You just look down. It's like this. Like I know. Just give him one of those. I think. I know we're here.
I'm over here for a beer if you need one.
I just think you look down. You just don't
just look away.
Yeah, rough. I don't know. I don't even like to joke about it because that's a rough situation.
Final score again, 28-13. Florida State loses to Boston College. Is a 16.5-point favorite, by the way.
Look at Ben over there.
Never looked good in that game.
Look at Ben over there. What's he doing?
He's cutting up the Rule audio because someone didn't do it yesterday.
Matt Rule audio from yesterday. Look at young Ben.
Presser. He's working hard.
Ben. Yeah. Ben gets stuff done.
Looks like he's flying a fighter jet over there.
He's flying the plane.
It does. Or it looks like he's breaking down a code. He's trying to figure out how to get to the submarines.
He can do it.
Anything else for idle chit chat before we move on? That's pretty good. Football.
Oh, it was
football.
We're just so blessed. We're just so blessed.
We are back.
Football.
There's so many things to talk about.
It's incredible, and the season's already beautiful. The Florida State thing. Now, this is where I can get sideways with a coach sitting next to me. I feel bad. But it's part of the sort of the interest and the intrigue of the season. Because here's why. Because you didn't expect this. And that's why I like sports. Because things happen that don't go according to script. It's real. It's real what we're talking about. You never would have thought Florida State was going to be 0-2 in any world. Maybe 1-1, but not 0-2.
So whether you talk about NIL recruiting, however you want to talk about it, it was very well known that Florida State wanted Cam Ward very badly.
The quarterback.
Quarterback who went to Miami.
He's a very good player.
And we've just take what we've seen so far. There's quite a difference.
Yep.
Between the two players.
Huge difference.
Big difference between the two players.
I mean,
and that's just imagine Florida State right now. If they would have had Cam Ward, they'd be 2-0.
Yeah, think about
they
it.
Probably would be 2-0, most likely.
Cam Ward, by the way, was 26 for 35, 385, 3 touchdowns in a pick in a rout of Florida.
Okay, now you said something really interesting, and you can Huskerize that conversation a little bit. Just the importance of the quarterback position. You really think they'd be 2-0 with Ward, Florida State? Is it mostly Ugalele?
I mean, they got beat the last play of the game, Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech kicked a field goal to beat them in the tie score. So yes, most likely is he a difference of a field goal somewhere?
Yeah,
I would think so.
Okay, probably.
I would sure think so. And then this game, I still would think probably is the difference. I don't take anything away from Boston College and Georgia Tech, though. Those coaches did an outstanding job. I mean, outstanding.
I don't disagree with you. I think they got a bad situation at quarterback, Florida State. I mean, I'm being facetious when I was talking earlier,
right?
But he doesn't look right. He just doesn't look right. He doesn't lead. I don't know what.
Yeah, they might have wanted Ward, but it felt like DJ was at least a good consolation prize in the portal. It wasn't like, hey, that's a massive step down. But I guess it is a massive step down through 2 games.
Well, I think they have to consider a change, right?
Right now, I mean, you sit and look at it, it's like, okay, where are we going to go with this? We have 2 losses in the ACC, and we haven't even probably played, the best rosters yet, even though they're very well coached teams that beat them. So the chance of them being is like, okay, we have a great chance here yet. If you lose 2, but you're 0-2, but your league, you haven't lost a game, there's a lot of things still left to go.
Right.
There's not a lot left for them.
No,
there's 10 games left. There's not a lot of meat on the bone.
No,
because it's like, no, we've lost 2 conference games. What will it take? We have to win 10 in a row. We have to win 10 in a row just to have a chance to be in the conference.
You never know.
They play Notre Dame still. They've got a couple of
They got Clemson yet.
They got Memphis next. I imagine that's not going to be easy.
I told my wife, I said last night, I go, I got to look at their schedule. So I looked real quick and I go, oh man.
Yeah.
I go, they got Memphis next.
Yeah.
I go, a very
tough group of 5 school. Yeah.
So I don't know how it would be very hard pressed to have the same quarterback come out.
I know.
There's other issues, though. There's other issues on the team than just the quarterback. That's always a part that just culminates. Like last year, what they win, 9 or 10 at Oregon State?
10. They won 10 games last year.
But they went 10-3. But he still threw for the same because they ran the football very,
they
very
great running back Martinez, who's now also at Miami. Drake Martinez.
Maybe I
Martinez.
am being too unfair. Maybe the criticism's a little too harsh on DJU.
Well, I don't know about that. Again, had some really bad drops last night against it, but he also made some horrendous throws and decisions.
But it's interesting what Bill said.
Steve hit on it perfectly. When you watch the game, you just don't feel like this is our guy. When you watch his body language,
terrible,
his facial expression, everything was just like it was like wow.
Yeah,
it was wow. And when you compared the 2 quarterbacks, just that was the
one was a fighter.
Ed Ogeron's big statement was always big eyes and big chest. Walk in the room, big eyes, big chest. And you didn't feel that.
DJ looked like he just got up. I mean, he did. I'm not. I know that sounds harsh, but it looks like he just got out of bed. I mean, that's what it looked like. Just sleepwalk through that game. I mean, I'd be really concerned about that if I were Norvell.
They don't have the same receivers. They don't have the same all that stuff adds to the equation.
He never fired up at all. Never fired up. That is Idle Chit Chat, sponsored by our new sponsor, RenewYourAuto.com. David, who you've met before, Bill, at Momo.
This is exciting.
Yes.
This is exciting.
You can call or text David at 402-833-3858 or visit RenewYourAuto.com. They do everything from body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, and more at RenewYourAuto.com. Good people.
Okay, does he have a rule cut up?
We got some rules. From yesterday, Matt Rule's at the podium for his weekly press conference, 1-0 Nebraska heading into the Colorado week this week. And there's a couple things to get to. Do you want to get to the running backs first or Malachi Coleman?
Or is there anything cut up about him resisting talk about it being a measuring stick game?
I do. I have that. Here's Matt Rule on that.
Ask about it being a measuring stick game.
Here's Matt Rule yesterday on that.
I don't think that way. this is our second game, so we're going to try to make an improvement from last week. I thought the guys handled last week great. We I think every day is a measuring stick for us in our program. Like every day we're trying to see where we are, and so we'll play the game, and we'll come in on Sunday, whatever the result is, and we'll get better, for week 3. So that's literally all I can say. I mean, we are as day by day right now as we've ever been in a program.
Okay, we're as day by day as we've ever been. That's probably some of that is because look at their roster and look at how many veterans they have. They have 19 seniors, if I'm not mistaken, and all of them are key players. Now you might be able to find one where you say, "Oh, Sip, really? He's key." All of them play. And if you think about the defense, let me just look at how many veteran players are on the defense. So I don't know if that's where that comment comes from, but it might be. What about Rule on CU's receiving core?
Yeah, I got that right here.
Ben gave us.
I found. Thank you.
Yeah,
Here we go. Here's
it.
Matt Rule on that from yesterday.
They've got great players. I mean, they're fast, athletic, explosive. To me, 5 is a difference maker. Obviously, 12 Travis is playing both ways, which is amazing. But to me, 5, dominates the middle of the field. And they brought in, 10 from FAU who, had a ton of catches, and he's excellent. And 14 has a bunch of catches. So you have a quarterback who can make all the throws. So they can spread you out, open up the run game, utilize the receivers in the RPO game. So when you try to pressure, they always have answers. And they've got guys who can, everyone thinks of speed is running this way. These guys can run across the field and run away from man coverage. So, they're excellent players.
Now, there you go, Jake. Remember what I said the other day about Jimmy Horn. Everybody talks about Travis Hunter. Jimmy Horn concerns me as much or more than Travis Hunter because he's a freak. He has freak speed. I mean, he's faster than Hunter. Hunter's probably a better overall player. Jimmy Horn's not going to be a top 5 pick. But those two, I'm glad Rule said what he did. It's not just Travis Hunter. It's not just, Tommy Hill's got to stop Travis Hunter. No, it's much more complicated than that.
He's very important, but it's more than that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's LeJontay Wester, and then they got a guy named Webb from Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
Jake's going to kill me for saying it, but Gary Barnett told me that they're 3
Take a
deep.
drink, everybody.
They're 3 deep.
Gary Barnett dropped
Gary Barnett the other day.
He said his name 17 times in this video.
He knows the Colorado as well as anybody. He's their color analyst, and he's deeply engaged. He knows that roster. He says they're 3 deep at receiver. He says there's guys that you didn't even see against North Dakota State that can hurt you. They just didn't play. 3 deep. So that's the trouble. What else? What else?
Running back situation, Dante Dell.
Yes.
Here's Matt Rule on the running back situation as of yesterday from the press conference.
Yeah, Dante's gonna keep playing. I put Dante back in after. Now he had to sit for a while. He had to feel it for a little bit, but I put him back in. I think it's really weird. Like, as much as I say I'd like to have one, I really like the feeling of it on Saturday. And one thing I do is I always watch the TV copy the next morning. Because, I go and we watch the all 22 copy. You're sitting there, you're so upset that someone's foot went 45 degrees step at 3 inches too wide. And you're like, what are we doing? And the details matter, but I think you have to feel the game, right? And you have to, especially when you watch the TV copy, you can feel this. I watch the other opponents. I always watch the opponents' TV copies. I watch ours. You can hear the game, hear how it sounds. If you're hitting people, if you're running to the ball, if you're striking, if you're, you can hear your cadences. I liked the way it felt that it was really hot out there, and thank goodness we were on the cooler sideline, and they were going fast, and we were getting 3 and outs, and they were staying on the field a lot. So to be able to keep putting different backs in there that were fresh, I kind of enjoyed it. So we had certain roles, obviously, Amir and Ramir and Emmett were like the sub backs, the third down backs. The big backs went in on short yards and goal line, and we mixed them. And so I think we do that for another week. We'll just keep doing that. Because I like kind of where we're at right now.
He was talking, Bill and Jake, about using 4 backs, and it wasn't that bad. Bill, the most interesting thing that happened, and Jake, you might brief Bill on what your info. Jake
has inside.
I had some intel that
Okay, give us some intel.
Tip didn't take it seriously.
I didn't take it seriously.
I had someone who goes to practice that said, "Watch out for Dante Dowdell. The last 2 weeks coming on strong in practice." Sip said,
I dismissed
"That's
it.
cute, Jake." Yeah,
I didn't say
That's,
that. I said it went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, same thing. Just the same thing. Then
It went in one ear and out the other.
I don't try to give any intel. I said there's one thing I try to say.
He doesn't do that.
I don't.
right?
I'm not a reporter,
But
I
you
had
did
somebody
say that.
that.
You said
was
that.
it.
He said that last
That's
week.
the one thing I've ever told you is that.
And
But
then
now the problem is that now, since someone has heard this on the radio, they're trying to find out who the source is. Now
They're not going to find. They're not going to find the source.
So they're going to
No.
who's attending practice is talking to Jake Sorensen.
Jake Sorensen.
No.
Jake Sorensen.
That
Yes.
source is sealed.
Yes.
But
Nobody.
Jake was right. And then we heard on, sources again, on Saturday morning, Dowdell's going to start. He didn't start, but I mean,
He
kind
did
of
not get
started.
the first carry.
Yeah.
He got all the rest of the carries that first drive, though.
Yeah. So we had heard it. And then that's when Jake dropped on me. Hey, I told you this last week.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
No, you texted me. You said, "Wow, good call." I did not text you first in that. Don't put me in the wrong on that. I was not trying to pump myself
Anyway,
up.
Dowdell looked really good. I mean, he did. Then he fumbled.
Yeah.
He fumbled it.
Deep in their territory.
Yeah, it was early in the second quarter.
Led to a safety. Nebraska defense did their job.
Yeah,
But-
Ty and Bayer.
That was the one play I saw of the game. That's the only play I saw.
Ty wrecked.
And I just remember thinking right away. I looked at Shin Daddy was there because I was
Shin Daddy.
there's quite a situation I was involved in during this time. So it wasn't like I just opted not to watch.
Right,
I
right.
watched no football
You were involved in
in the situation.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him. I go, slow developing inside zone. Took the shotgun. Took the ball back into the end zone. I go. That told me everything I need to know. I walked by. I watched one play, and I looked at him. I go, that might be one of the worst calls I've ever seen from an offensive coordinator
Slow develop.
at the time. I mean, yeah, shotgun, slow. It was a slow
Handoff.
read zone. I mean, it was like it into their weakest part of their game, the best strength of Nebraska's, and they're at like the 6-inch line.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
Right.
I
Good
go,
call.
I go this, that makes. I'm like, because I'm always for throwing it down there. Throw the ball,
Get it out of there.
and or you're under center trying to get a quarterback sneak. You're trying to get
Something,
six. You're trying to get 2 yards
Mm.
or a yard just to give you a little bit of space.
Mhm.
But that play call right there just ended it for me.
Robinson.
I've seen it. It's 9-7. The
It's
game's
9-7.
over.
I did.
Game's over.
And then I said I had to go back to work again. So I saw that one play.
So we don't know what will happen now. Okay, I'm going to get out over my skis a little bit. I would start Dowdell. I mean, just based on what I saw in the game, Bill. I know you could say, well, simple. You don't see any practice. They watch cut ups, blah 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 blah. I get it. I know they do, but I know what I saw in the game. Dowdell was the best running back, and he was good. He was going to get 100. He was going to get 100.
Before the fumble.
Yeah, and then after the fumble, Bill, he didn't carry. That fumble was
That was
early
early second quarter.
early second quarter. He never carried again. He got in the game briefly.
And he had 55 yards still.
Yeah. So now they were fine at running back though. I thought that position was about what I expected. Those guys are pretty good. They're all tough. I say it all the time, and they ran well. Okay, now there's also sound on Malachi Coleman.
Sure is.
Malachi Coleman, interestingly, did not appear in the game at all. Okay. I mean, he didn't get in the period. They played over 100 players.
108, right?
Yeah. So they played a lot of receivers. And then, so yesterday Rule kind of gave an explanation of why Coleman didn't play.
Yeah, no, Malachi's healthy. And we had no injuries. And Malachi's doing great. There's no problems. I just think, Malachi stepped up for us last year, in a year that maybe he could have redshirted and tried to play. And so he's kind of in that same, if we have to play him, we'll play him. And it's early, but I don't want to play him, later in the games. And we have these 2 big receivers out there that are playing well. If Malachi can have this year and he can play, 4 games and play in the postseason, I think he would just be really picking right up where those guys are left off. Because he made a catch last week on the scout team that I was like, wow, it's awesome to see. And so, taking the pressure off him for a little bit and let him go compete. And, I'm sure he doesn't want a red shirt. I'm sure he wants to play. So if something happens, he can play in the next couple of weeks. But I just didn't want to put him in for a play here, a play there. When we use someone's red shirt, we really want it to be worthwhile.
Okay. Really interesting. So Jake, did you hear in that you think Malachi Coleman is headed towards a red shirt?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is interesting because, again, that guy started a lot of games last year for Nebraska.
Yeah, and he's
I know it's not a great receiving core. They've upgraded a ton, but he did start games at Nebraska last season.
he's listed at 6'5", 210. Okay. Now think about the big picture here. I can kind of see what's going on. Here's what's going on. They're going to lose. Well, this is just my theory. They're going to lose Jamal Banks and Nayor, 2 6'4" receivers. Well, you can go to the portal and maybe replace them, or within the program, you have 6'5" Malachi Coleman, and then also Bill would remember Ken Clark. Remember Ken Clark?
Mm-hmm. Running back, really good.
Yeah, from Omaha.
Yes.
Omaha Bryant, I think it was, or South, one of the two. Anyway, Ken Clark was in Abel Hall with me, and we studied together.
His last year would have been 88.
Yeah,
I think
around there,
about 88.
My last year at Nebraska was 89.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Thank you for that.
So what we're talking about is Quinn Clark, his son. Also, he did get in the game, and he's 6'5", and he's a dude. I mean, Ken Clark produced the late Ken Clark, God bless him, produced a great player. I think Quinn Clark's going to be really good. He's 6'5", Coleman's 6'5", and then you have Keelan Smith, who's 6'4". You have guys in the wings now. Keelan Smith played in the game too, and they like him. In fact, Keelan Smith's right on the cusp of the sort of the main group. So they have guys stocked and ready that are 6'4" and up. So it's a pretty good picture. But for now, it's Nayor and Banks. I mean, that's who Dylan's going to be going to. Those are the guys.
We have a question on the text line from Heavy in Kansas. It goes to Bill. It says, Bill, coaching question for you. On the fumble, which you did not price this, but we'll explain it. The fumble by Dowdell. He says that fumble will be more of a great defensive play than it was bad ball security. How does a coach go about that? Because he feels like any running back would have fumbled the ball in that situation. How do you handle that?
Good question.
Was it a punch out?
It was a good punch out.
It was a really good
punch
out.
Rip out. Yeah.
There's a couple ways with it. Obviously, I've never been a true running back coach, but we talk ball security on both sides of the ball, all the time. So that was the part that would be the coachable situation was where, did you have the ball in the right hand? How was it? Was it, we use the term high and tight, which high and tight means across your chest with where the ball was carried. There are situations where you can tell where you are being lazy with the football. That is way more alarming than someone that has done everything right, and sometimes just a great play happens. But there also, at the same time, there was such an emphasis put on it, and it was said in media that if you turn it over, you don't get to play. And so I think that part was also, I would imagine, can't speak for coach, I imagine he probably wish he would have gotten a carry again in the game, maybe just to get back in to get another carry. But when you have that built in, that's just kind of the way it is. But there is times, though, when there's plays, there's a lot of times that we've talked about on defense, especially defensive back, where you're like going, I don't know what to tell you. We can't defend that throw. He threw it through a paper plate at 30 yards, and it's really undefendable. And they threw it so perfect, and it's on the sideline or wherever the location is, and you're just like, you're mad. And then sometimes you have to kind of look back, go, just hang on a second. Yeah. If they're going to throw it like that and have that good of a play, there's going to be some times when you just kind of say, all right,
they made a play.
They made a play. Now we come back, and because you have to be able to make the plays when all those are available to you.
I wish I'd seen. I don't know. I didn't.
Jake, I'd have to take a look, and I will go back and watch
the replay. I haven't seen the replay.
Try to look during the break on the replay.
There is a part of me that says I don't care if the guy made a good play. You can't. You got it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There's a part of me that says that. Wait a second. He punched it out. Well, don't let him punch it out. You know the punches are coming.
There's some. I agree with that. There's sometimes you say that no matter what, it's non-negotiable because you don't get to talk about now. We can't fumble. We're going to do this like this. But you know what? Sometimes you will fumble because they're going to do something like
they'll punch it, and they might get it.
They might get it. No, you can't. You can't allow that. So I think it was handled really well by the coaching staff. To be able to do that. So there's just, like I said, several things that are going on for this preparation of this next game. There's some stuff that I thought was kind of interesting. I had a little bit of a take. So you looked at the two games. Okay,
North Dakota State
advantage Colorado in some areas, advantage Nebraska in several areas. But the one like Colorado would be what? What would be their advantage? They played Thursday, bonus 2 days. Had a chance to sit and watch Nebraska on TV. Not a huge deal, but it's still there. A bonus 2 days.
Yeah.
The second thing would be they played a better opponent.
Yep. They did.
North Dakota State's a way better opponent than Utah.
They got tested.
So they got tested more.
For sure.
The vibe on the two teams are way different. Dion was not happy at all after the game. That didn't go well. They didn't. It wasn't a great feeling on Friday morning at their.
Didn't seem like it.
It wasn't the vibe. The vibe at Nebraska went very smooth. Not a lot, pre-snap penalties, none of that situation. Played a lot of players. Everything you wanted to have done in the first game. No injuries. That part.
Would you rather have a good vibe?
That part all went good. So the vibe part of it is good.
Yeah.
And so there's just several little things that will come up. The obviously advantage of Nebraska is what game's aware. Here, the fan base will be a huge part of that when you're trying to communicate because Colorado does not run the football. They throw it. So that gives you snap issues right away. You have to have snap issues right away. Like, how are we snapping this ball? Is the guard going to turn? Is he going to tap the center? All those things that they have going on will be interesting to.
It'll be a mess, is my guess.
It'll be hard. The fan base can make it very, very hard. So there's a bunch of things, when you look at both things, it's like, okay, that's advantage for Colorado because of certain things. And then the advantage goes back to Nebraska for certain things to be able to get done. So it'll be interesting to see how all those things play out. That's for sure.
You saw I was telling Jake yesterday, if you watched LSU and USC, it was very loud at Allegiant Stadium. And it affected a few series. And that was a split crowd. And you saw the quarterbacks both going like this. I suppose because they have the speaker in there.
From those who were there, the feedback that I got, and from other pundits, was that it wasn't a split crowd at all.
It was LSU.
It was like 70% LSU.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable how loud they were. Unbelievable.
When you're watching an atmosphere game, that was an atmosphere game.
Oh,
and that was on a neutral site. But that was, neutral site in Vegas. That's the best one.
What is the deal with LSU fans? That is an incredible fan base. What a traveling fan base.
We played in Jerry's World against Miami my first year at LSU, and it was the same thing. It was like whoa. Yeah, absolutely incredible, the fan base.
Nebraska, if Nebraska were a top 10 team, it'd be like that.
Mm-hmm.
They would go to Vegas, and it'd be like that. It would be like that.
Before we get to break, we're way late as usual. Steve, you look hungry over there. Are you hungry right now?
Yeah.
What would you like to have, Steve?
I'd take some Chinese, but I'd also take some early.
They might have Chinese, so you never know.
Early pop chicken, please.
You need to go to Early Bird. Early Bird. They got breakfast burritos. They've got everything chicken fried steak, which is what, Bill?
Smothered.
That's right. They got cinnamon roll pancakes, and of course, the world famous hash holes.
Hash holes.
Hash holes.
That's right. Hash holes at 19th and K. Early Bird. Get there today.
Jake slamming a table.
6:30 a.m.
Holy, he's done that. That's just like the head coach at LSU.
Yeah, me and Brian Kelly the same.
Yes.
The same.
He just Brian Kelly did.
I did.
You're slamming a table.
Lots of free parking. 19th and K.
Free
Early
parking.
Bird. Get there today.
The Bird.
That's right. The Bird.
Where's it at?
19th and K.
Oh,
They'll drive by it every single. Yeah.
I'd like to have gotten some feedback from the Bird on what it was like this weekend. That had to be just craziness down there.
Feedback from the Bird.
And anybody go to the Bird, please text or tweet us right now.
Because that had to be a crazy atmosphere.
Because they can go again this week.
They can. When we come back, an update on week 1 of the Big Ten. Early break on the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Abby with Midwest Bank. Stop by our new location at 70th and Pioneers. Our new full-service branch does it all. From our friendly staff to our easy online banking and mobile app, you get all the technology of a big bank that you need, but you still get the hometown customer service that you want. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
This week at Fairway Meat Market, there's a 2-day sale for Thursday and Friday, September 5th and 6th only. Enjoy 8-ounce all-natural St. Louis pork spare ribs for $1.99 per pound, all-natural pork butt for $1.68 per pound, USDA choice boneless rump roast for $4.88 per pound, and Fairway's hickory smoked bacon for $4.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their brand new caramel apple butter cream cheese or apple coffee cake muffins through their new partnership with local apple orchard Picnic Hill. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Clothes dryer not drying like it should? Could be your dryer vent. Call Bryant for a professional cleaning. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Segment 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Beck's Hybrids. Farmers, we know that a volume discount is a major factor when ordering seed. Oftentimes, discounts are lost buying from multiple brands. Beck's provides the most diverse lineup available in the marketplace. Capitalize on all this with one brand, Beck's Hybrids. For a full farm quote, go to beckshybrids.com and always remember the 3 F's, faith, family, and farming at Beck's Hybrids.
You've got to have the all the seed that Beck's has. So important, Steve. You know why? For the soil sample. Talking to the microphone.
You're in the wrong mic. You guys switched microphones. That's the problem.
No, this has been mine the whole time. That's been just like this the whole time. That is not my mic. 100%.
I think Farley messed this up.
That-
Now
there's no
it's fine.
chance.
You're on now.
Test 1 2. Okay, soil samples you're talking about.
Samples. You don't want to. It's not just just the one corn doesn't match all soil. So you don't just use one seed. It's multiple. That's why you have to have Bex come out and do soil samples. That's what they do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you have to. Trevor comes out and he travels around, does soil samples. Hey, here's your options.
God dang.
Here's what you want to have. It's like, well, you have Bex seed. Well, they got a lot of seed because it has to match what
Match
you're
the
going.
soil.
Match the
Didn't
soil.
even know that.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
I thought one soil fit all seed.
No, that's what's crazy, Steve. It's not.
It's pretty complicated out there.
It's a lot of complication out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm telling you, we talked about that 10-foot corn. There is 10-foot corn. Have you seen some of the corn?
It's tall.
It's ridiculous when you see it. It really is. And Bex is just crushing it. When I was doing some traveling this weekend around the state.
You were monitoring?
Because I wasn't working yesterday because Jake changed the schedule. And so
all my fault. It's all me.
So
You're monitoring the corn.
I was monitoring the corn, yes.
And the soy.
And some of the hues are changing now.
Good word.
In what regard?
We're starting to get some different coloration.
Really?
Yes, it's starting to get to the point to where it starts to look like fall, autumn.
Yeah,
setting in.
Harvest will begin shortly.
Yes, harvest is on its way.
Yes.
It'll be sometime in October.
Or, Bill, I'm going to push back on that and say maybe a little before that.
I don't think so. It'd
Bill?
be nice to hear from
farmers. 464-5685. When do you begin harvest?
It's going to be October. It's going to be in October.
There's no beginning of September at all?
More like late October.
Okay.
No, like late October. Your corn needs to dry naturally.
464-5685. 464-5685. Late October seems really late to me,
No,
Bill.
it's not.
Bill?
There's a lot of times when the corn's not even out of the field for opening
we're
pheasant
both
season, which is the end of October,
We're
1st of
debating
November.
when the harvest happens.
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm on top of this. Bert Lingenfelter, chime in.
Bert, Bert, we need to hear from you now. Please. Does Bert listen?
Oh, yes.
Does he?
Yes, he listens.
Mid-September, people are saying. Some say October.
It's not mid-September.
It's all
I tell you what. Whoever just texted in mid-September, give me their name. Give me their name. They have no idea. If you think corn's wheeling out of here in 8 days, stop.
Now, hold on, Bill. I talked to some guys in Beatrice that they attended my speech.
Yes.
And they said, we're here because we haven't started harvest. I said, well, when are you going to do that? They said a couple weeks.
Yeah, no, that's not.
Some are saying mid to late October.
Yes,
mid to late October. So
some are saying
it's all.
Go ahead, you guys.
September.
Go ahead, you guys. Go ahead and pick your corn in mid-September. That'll go well. Sell that for about 30 cents a bushel.
Is
bushels.
Sunny available?
When's the last time you talked about bushels? Yeah, we talk about bushels here. We do.
When I used to listen to Paul Harvey.
We're an ag show.
We are an egg show. Let me ask you this, guys. From
what is
the
it?
Past week, the Big Ten went 17-1. The one lost Minnesota to North Carolina because they missed a field goal to end the game.
Did you guys talk about the end of the game already?
We did.
The pyro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they had the fireworks. They thought they made the kick.
They thought they made the kick and they shot the fireworks off.
That's awesome.
That's one of the most funny things I've ever seen.
Awesome.
There's by some intern going, hit the button.
Look good to me.
He sends off all the fire. It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest things. Players are laying on the ground just disheveled because they lost, and they're shooting off the fireworks that they won.
That's beautiful.
And they did not win. That was bad luck for Minnesota. They lose. That's the only loss of the Big Ten this weekend. There was a couple I thought questionable performances. So Michigan State survives FAU in the first game of Jonathan Smith, 16-10.
Yeah, not great.
Wisconsin, they win by 14, but they look bad against Western Michigan, 28-14. They were favored by a muff punt in that game that gave them good field position.
They looked really ordinary. I watched some of that game. I was struck by how ordinary Wisconsin looks.
If they don't have that, and then we just got to help Jake out. Jake, a muffed punt is when you drop the punt. This ball hit somebody. Just helping.
I thought he dropped it.
No.
Okay.
No, the ball hit someone, hit the ground, and then it hit there.
Okay. I thought he tried to catch it. Okay,
that's for that.
Okay, Bill's right about that. He's wrong about harvest, but he's right about that.
I'm right on harvest also.
Okay, well,
but anyway, I'm wrong on so many things. I need to get a couple of nuggets every now and then that I'm right on.
Okay,
but yes, at that point in time, the score is 14-13. Yes. They were behind, and they're going to get the ball. That game was going to go down to the wire.
Absolutely.
It was going down to the very last minute. If that doesn't happen,
that's trouble.
Those were both Friday night games. So both Michigan State, Wisconsin, they won their games, did not look impressive in doing so. And then the one that I think was weird was that Oregon, we talked about this in the group chat, Oregon wins 24-14 against Idaho, 42-point favorites. Just, I mean, Gabriel was good. His stats were wonderful at quarterback. I don't know why that game was close.
I watched the entire second half. That was because by the time the situation was put to bed, so I was able to watch some.
You had a human situation.
Yes, and then we were able to watch that game. And here's what's remarkable: it's 17-14 with about 7 minutes to go
in the game,
and they've got 4th and 7. And I'm like, and
who does?
Oregon does about the 20-yard line. I'm like, oh man, they're going for it here, and they got them on a hard count.
They did.
They got them on a hard count. If they don't get that one,
offsides.
Idaho
and then they
went
to 4th and 2. Then they got the first down touchdown, and then they got away from them. But that game again, if they kick the field goal, Idaho is going to have the ball, the chance to go down and win. Or if they don't get, if something happens on the 4th and 7 and they don't get it, I'm like, this is incredible. It was incredible to watch. Jason Eck, their head coach at Idaho, did a great job.
I'm sorry, Jason
Eck. And he's played O-line at Wisconsin.
He's a big guy, big fella.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
It was remarkable.
I said to Jake, I don't know. I want to throw something by you. You watched the whole second half. I watched, I'd say 25 plays. I was struck by Idaho, how good they looked on their defensive line. Looked good. Like it looked like a real defensive line.
When you were watching, it wasn't. You didn't look at them going, "What are they doing?"
No,
Idaho looked extremely well coached. They
have some guys.
They managed their team very well.
They have to be a top 10 FCS team, right?
But they were a playoff team last year.
Jake, they were a playoff.
I believe they're
team.
about a 10 or 12. But it'll be interesting how they play this week.
They're good.
I didn't say they were terrible.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're that far.
Level.
Well, now, hold on. See, that's why I'm pushing back. I don't think they're that far from North Dakota State. I don't look at like North Dakota State like Alabama and Idaho like Vandy. Idaho's good. They're good.
Really good. They really are.
They got dudes. I mean, they're good up front.
I was more shocked at the Big Ten.
I'm not attacking you.
Thank you. It's fine.
The Big Ten game that shocked me the most, hands down, was UCLA. UCLA, Hawaii. I mean, Hawaii was up 10-0 half. UCLA beats them on the last play of the game on a field goal, 16-13. I mean, 16-13. They scored 16 points against Hawaii.
Oh boy!
And it didn't look. When I was watching them, it did not look good. They couldn't run the ball at all. And last year they were top 10 team in rushing because the head coach, Chip Kelly, loves to run the football.
He does,
and they were really good at running the football. They could not run the football. They didn't. It looked like bad ball. I just remember watching that going, when this team comes to Nebraska in November, and their schedule is really tough. UCLA's schedule is really tough.
What are you saying about November?
They'll be below 500 coming in here, probably not real interested.
UCLA had 20 carries for 71 yards, and it was 7 for 47 by the quarterback, Ethan Garbers, by the way.
Garbers' numbers were
the running back stats were.
What was his numbers again, Garbers?
He had 7 carries, 47 yards.
But what was he throwing the ball?
19 for 38. So he's 50%. One touchdown, 2 picks.
Now we have people weighing in on the harvest bill. You can't kill the messenger here. Okay, Sandy weighs in. David Sanderson. I just talked to my father-in-law. They have about 5,000 acres.
It's a lot.
He said he said they'll harvest in a couple weeks. Last week of September or so. Katrink also weighs in. Now, this helps you a little bit. She said we sometimes were still picking corn at Thanksgiving.
It's very normal.
But typically had it out by mid-October.
Which I said mid-October.
If you said
in a couple weeks, that's mid-September.
But they had it out. Happening. They had it out by mid-October. If you are picking high moisture corn, you can take that out early in September. Also depends a lot on whether it's irrigated or dry land corn.
There's a difference in that.
We might both be right. I think I'm more right. Though.
Not 100%. There'll be 4% of the corn will be out in a week. Not even that.
When we come back, we'll have Bill's...
I think I'm the ag expert on this show.
Wow. Bill's Thrills. Bill's Thrills and Song of the Day is next, an early break in the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Over 75% of the patients that come to Limitless Male have been told over and over again by their primary care providers that their testosterone level is fine. Guess what? If you have all the symptoms of low testosterone, you're not fine. Come get a second opinion at Limitless Male. We have helped tens of thousands of men feel optimal again, and we can help you. Stop waiting. Come see the men's health experts. Book your free consult online at limitlessmale.com.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com.
Primary care that understands you. At CHI Health Clinic, our dedicated primary care team takes time to hear you, understand you, and get to know you and your family at every stage of life. We believe in building lasting relationships with our patients. That's why we offer convenient, affordable health care close to home or work. Find out how we treat your whole family like family at chihealth.com/primary care.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide cost by up to 85%? Now you can with Green Eye technology for your sprayer. Green Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green Eye or check them out at BOECK.farmoutfitters.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their brand new caramel apple butter cream cheese or apple coffee cake muffins through their new partnership with local apple orchard Picnic Hill. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Are your feet just killing you? You feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break.
Once again, your song of the day from 1979, Shake Your Groove Thing by Peaches and Herb. 464-568-51 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers song of the day.
Really interesting choice, Jake, in that, remember yesterday you played Bill Withers and Grover Washington?
Yes.
Just the two of us, which is a beautiful song. I gave it a high rating, but I thought it was interesting that you came out of the gate with such a kind of a mellow song. I thought maybe you'd come out of the gate with that type of song.
Well,
just some advice for you going forward.
This tool's all back together. I had to bring it to
he opened up with Colorado Week with just a very
Bill Withers. Just the two of us.
All right, let's do this thing.
It was a really
Can you
good
imagine
song.
that before? Imagine sitting there in the locker like that. Put Bill Withers on quick.
Put Bill Withers on, just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Just get ready.
It was really mellow. I was like, come on, Bill.
It was
bring
Labor Day, you know. Now we're all back here.
So
Fired
yeah,
up a little
Shake
bit.
Your Groove Thing.
Peaches and Herb. What a great band.
They had another. God,
chime in, Rick Heyman. I'm sure they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they have to.
No, they're not.
Oh, they have to be.
Gotta be.
Peaches? Are you kidding me?
Wait a second. Peaches and Herb did have a hit.
That one right there.
And another one. And another
that
one.
was great.
Oh, Reunited.
Oh, and it feels so good.
Right.
That was a little slower
yes,
song.
Yes, that was. You got it though. So I think that's it pretty much. Shake Your Groove Thing and Reunited. Reunited was 1978 as well. Wow, better
times.
Oh,
This would be if you went and saw him at concert at the Holiday Inn. You want to say play that song 3 times. Open with it in the middle, and then end with it.
Yep.
And then get
Open, middle, and end.
Yes.
Groove Thing.
Play Groove Thing. Please play Groove Thing again.
I think that's about it. Then maybe there's another one in there that you've heard, but Reunited was a good ballad. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm stunned you like that song.
It's
That's the song that you'd make fun of if I played it.
I don't know.
Reunited and It
Peaches.
Feels So Good.
Yeah.
Peaches and Herb. I
And
don't know.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Reunited and It's Understood.
That was Misunderstood.
There's one perfect thing, and sugar, this one is it. We both are so excited because we're reunited.
Look at that. We're all reunited here.
We got
The
it.
stool.
Yeah, we're reunited.
They are. The stool.
You could have played that one.
I could have, I guess. It would make
Anyway,
sense.
no, that's really good, Jake. Really good song. That's a 9.007.
I'm with Sip though. That should have been a Monday song.
I wanted Bill to enjoy that one, though.
What did he come out with again yesterday?
Bill Withers and Grover Washington, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
You and
that's
I.
an 8994.
Okay. Ooh,
8994. Better times.
Better times.
Yes.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll go to better times later in the show.
Young Ben of what, 7'2"?
Ben's got to be a 6'8".
Yeah, that's a good guess. 6'8's a good guess.
8.2.
Nice.
Hey, good scores
He
today.
liked the vibe. He liked the energy.
Good scores.
Ben's been given good scores.
From the text lines, right before we get to Bill's Thrills, Ellis says meh 5 on that one. Let me give him meh. Downtown Scott 7.45. Cody in Broken Bow absolutely awful 1.1 on that one.
I don't understand.
East Lincoln West 5.6. Also another meh on that one. Guilt Nerd 2.6.
What am I missing?
Ron a 2. Ryan in California 7.4. Kiffin in Columbus 6.8. Who in Columbus? 4.
Pretty high score for Bert. Thank
that's
you.
pretty high for That's not bad for Bert.
You guys weren't in sync on that one as much. You got to work on that.
Husker Mike in Waterloo an 8 on that one.
Husker Mike's a friend.
Getting back. Sanderson says 6.3.
He's a friend. They're all friends.
Jared in Ord 5.2. Not very high scores today
No.
on Song of the Day. You guys gave it high scores. Thank you.
God dang.
I liked it.
Wouldn't you say, though, Jake? Interesting choice.
Yes.
Peaches and Herb.
Yeah.
God, Jake.
You didn't see that one coming.
No.
Yes.
God, I love it.
Well,
that's why I look forward to the Song of the Day.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, Bill. Irrationally almost look forward to it. Like,
I do. I get excited about it. Then when we find out that Ben's been cheating and listening to it early,
He did it again today.
Yeah, that was a
Listen
blow for
again today.
Don't do that.
Ben, you can't listen to it.
That's
It's
part of the
sacred.
I've never walked in one time and nosed around
No.
on what the song of the day is.
'Cause you
I
don't
don't
wanna
want to
hear it.
know.
You don't
no,
wanna
I
know.
don't want to know. I have
Were you
no
nosing
idea.
around?
Yeah, he was.
Were you nosing around?
Yes.
Ben, we told you that
Look
it's
at Ben.
sacred.
Stop
Look at Ben's
perusing
hair.
back there.
Looks like a hair cap. Like he
It's-
puts it on in the morning. Just
Perfect.
It's sacred. Okay. We don't know anything this
Sip, I know you love Song of the Day, but you also love Bill's Thrills.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's fire it up on a Bugaboo Tuesday.
Some call him the most interesting man in the world.
That is setting up the morel mushroom
Yes.
bonanza.
Oh,
yeah.
is it gonna be a bonanza?
Mushrooms grow better with thunder and lightning.
Others call him Coach. But to everyone else, he's Bill.
I want to get one of those military ab stimulators for us to wear during the show. You see, I sent it to you today.
It's time for Bill's Thrills on Early Break. Sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors.
Yes, as always, Bill's Thrills, sponsored by Dirk, Scott, and Ty at Mid-Plains Advisors, the ATMs, the cash cows of Lincoln. Call them at 402-730-7387 for a free consultation to plan your financial future today. It is a Bugaboo Tuesday, and Bill is here for it. Bill, what's bothering you today?
things bother me.
They do.
And one thing that bothers me is the corn situation.
Yeah,
we're in the middle of me and
I can see
we're in the
it.
middle of right
You got
now.
some
with
fights going on.
harvest going on right now.
All
All right,
There's
my
the flip.
bugaboo.
There's the
There
flip.
it is. There it is.
I thought to do something a little odd and go back in time.
Oh,
And
are
go
you
back in
kidding
time.
me?
We just don't
I
do
go-
that enough.
Oh, AI,
Oh, no.
improved automated climate control. The ceiling is not appealing. The tubular fan. The fan. The fan is what bothers me the most right now.
What are you talking about?
The fan, because of all these new inventions of AI, the ceiling fans,
Oh.
all the new fans that are had, the ones that are just like the tall tube type of looking
yeah.
things that
Yeah.
blow like that.
Oh.
Because of all those things, the box fan that was in everyone's house forever is gone, and the rotary fan is gone, and there's no kids talking into it to make a robot voice. There is no kids talking into it to make a robot voice. You don't see it anymore.
Never
It's
see it.
non-existent, and it's disheveling
Did you
to
do that?
this world. Oh God, it would eat up an hour a day. Wah, 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 wah. Just like the robot sound. You just stand in front of the fan and talk, and your mom would be like, "What are you doing?" And you would just stand. And as kids, you'd always stop. We went by a fan. There's no box fan anymore, and there's no fans like that anymore.
No.
Everyone has all these new fans. We got
What
the ceiling
fans?
fans.
What's the tube fan?
What's that?
I don't even know what it is.
It's a tall. It's tall. It's about this big around.
Yeah.
And it
It's
just
called a
where's the-
tornado, I think.
Where's the air blowout?
what's
of
that? It just out. It kind of moves. Anyway,
It's
just
called a tornado.
It's called
Oh,
a tornado,
fan.
but you just don't get remember the box fan that everyone had, like two or
yes.
three. You had them everywhere.
By your bed.
By your bed, the big box fan, or just the old school one, and you You could stop it when you could put it on there. You could have it on rotation.
Just keep talking. This is beautiful.
It would be on the floor at everyone's house because it's trying to rotate the air. Gotta get it going through because AC now is so good. Refrigerated air is so, which I like refrigerated air. We know my feeling for that. But not these fans. You don't see them anywhere anymore.
Not
the
really.
box fan, and you don't see kids spending time all summer long talking into them. That's where the problem is. There's kids now that have no idea how to make a robot voice into a fan.
I didn't do that very much.
I did it quite often.
I kind of missed that.
Yeah, I did it quite often.
I know what you're talking about. Don't get me wrong. I know what you're talking. I just never partook in it.
Just all of a sudden when you start
do it again.
With that, I can't even do it again like that. Just wah 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 wah. You're talking. It sounded like it was robot talk, wasn't it, Ben? Yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible.
Ben knows.
It's better times. So we got a problem in society right now because no one has them because of the improvement. Everyone had to make it better, and now no one knows how to do that anymore.
I think that if you want a fan like that, you go to an older gentleman like Missing Tooth Greg. I had some issues in my basement, and I needed fans, and I didn't have them. And he said, I got some, but he's 64.
Yeah. Has the fans.
Yeah, he has the fans. If you go to a 30-year-old like Jake, no, we don't have a box fan.
Well, I've done that before, though. Yeah.
You want a tube?
You want a tube?
I'd be like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
You want? Hey, how about the ceiling fan? Want to turn that on? No. Can you talk into a ceiling fan? Try that. Try talking to a ceiling fan. See how that makes a robot voice. Anything from the text line, Jake?
Actually, we do, and off YouTube. Genghis Corn on YouTube.
Genghis Corn is a friend of mine.
Is he?
Yes, he's a very loyal follower.
Well, he says, I have a box fan in my shop. I still do this all the time.
See? Thank you.
Genghis still does it as a grown man.
See? Better times. Because he did it. He grew up with it. Yes. He grew up with it.
Better times, Genghis.
Someone says, Dylan Carney says, I am 39. I still use a box fan every single day.
Really?
Yeah, there's some people. There's a few people.
But you don't see the kids talking into them. They don't know what it is.
You don't see them as
I've
much.
I've not seen it in probably 15 years.
No, you don't see it as much.
No,
you don't.
If I walked by and there was someone, say a nephew or niece, doing it, I would do it with them. Hang on,
I know you would.
Let me jump in quick on
for
that.
an hour.
For an hour, eat up an hour.
Unnamed texter says, my son is 2.5 years old. I just taught him how to talk into the fan. He loved it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you for making sure this is still a thing.
Yes. That's beautiful.
Bringing it back.
Nert says, we have 4 box fans that run every night in our home next to our bed and kids' beds as well. Common to hear the robot voice in our house.
Is it nice?
People
not fully gone.
Some people just like that sound to get to sleep.
Like the fan sound. Yeah,
it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
The box fan was. There was 2 in everyone's house in our day. Sip. When we walked into anyone's house,
100.
There was 2 box fans going, usually moving air from one room to another.
They were all over the place.
They were all over the place. It was. They were walking into a wind tunnel.
Right.
It was a wind tunnel in the house. Not now.
There was a bigger.
Turn the tube fan on.
Turn the tube fan on. Oh boy, no. Better time.
That is a wonderful edition of Bugaboo Tuesday, Bill's Thrill, sponsored by Dirk Scott and Ty at Mid Plains Advisors. Hour 2 next is the spread right on Nebraska, Colorado for Saturday. We'll discuss that next on Early Break on the Ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
NIPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Raising Cane's is celebrating our golden birthday, but not just with the deliciously golden hand-battered chicken fingers you know us for. We're talking precious metal, baby. We're starting the party by giving away over $100,000 worth of golden prizes, including gold coins, bars, and nuggets. That's right, Cane's got nugs, gold nugs. Visit RaisingCanesBirthday.com for a chance to win a piece of the golden celebration.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio, video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light south breeze. See an afternoon high around 84. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with a continuing south breeze and an afternoon high around 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their brand new caramel apple butter cream cheese or apple coffee cake muffins through their new partnership with local apple orchard Picnic Hill. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Wake up, Lincoln.
I overslept. Damn rooster didn't crow.
It's time for Early Break, sponsored by Midwest Bank. Live from Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
I'm wrong, but I'm not.
Husker Online, Steve Sipple.
If I were a feral cat.
And longtime college football assistant coach, Bill Busch.
You get one team. Mine's the Houston Oilers. I'm not the Texans, and I'm not the Titans. So I'm out.
This is Early Break.
It's a beautiful world. Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Bill Busch on Early Break. Hour 2 is always sponsored by our friends at Midwest Bank. Member
FDIC.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm joining in after a year and a half. Yeah.
Well done. Well, thanks.
Mhm.
Nice job.
You're welcome, Bill.
27th
Shindy.
in Jamie Lane, also at 70th in Pioneers. And Shin Daddy was off for Labor Day yesterday, Bill. But
He was off.
What did he have
was
going
off.
on
He was
today
off.
in Creighton?
Yeah.
Anything at all in Creighton today?
Better times. It's
God bless you for that.
It's Dairy Day. Shin Daddy
No, it's
is going old school, and Shin Daddy is the Creighton milkman for the day. He's delivering milk to the every door to door to the masses.
The milkman.
And he's specifying.
They had milkmen.
They had milkmen, Jake. They were
Better
incredible.
times.
Better times.
We
They were
had
incredible.
a crate next to
Jake,
your
right-
door.
You had a crate next to your door,
Yes.
and then you'd look out there sometimes, and your mom would say, "Get the milk,"
Right.
because the
Like
milkman.
Grandpa.
Yeah,
It said Roberts on
It
it.
said Rob. It's incredible. Oh yeah, Kenny Carlstein. That was our. That was who did ours. Stacy's dad.
You brought the milk by?
She used to drive to. He used to drop her off at school.
Yeah.
In the milk truck. You see it.
Oh,
whiz
that's
by.
awesome.
She would drive to school and drop her off in the milk truck.
That's awesome.
And then go out and do his route.
God dang it.
So Shindy's delivering whole
What
milk.
happened to this world?
That was better times, Jake. And Shindy's bringing it back today. You'll see him in the white outfit, carrying the milk door to door to deliver it. God.
He's just a marvel.
Jake, you have no idea what a milkman is, do you?
I've seen him in movies, but I've never seen an actual one in real
Oh,
life.
I saw
we
one.
lived it.
Oh, no,
lived
we
it.
saw it live. It was incredible.
And it was early usually.
Yeah, it was early. They came
Like
around
6 to
yeah.
5
And
a.m.
then you left at the time also, Jake. The music was bottles like that. And you'd leave your old ones out and the ones you used. And then the milkman would pick them up and then we'd go deliver
So
them.
you'd have basically a paper boy, and the milkman come by in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else would stop
Well,
by?
yeah.
There's two. Anybody else stop by in the morning?
The Prowler.
The
neighborhood Prowler would stop by
Oh,
sometime.
yeah. The newspaper. That was incredible.
God.
But, yeah.
Newspaper and milkman.
The milkman was usually once a week. That was a once a week deal.
Okay.
And I'm sure maybe a certain
Maybe
families could have.
twice.
The milkman was in every small town,
Yeah.
Jake, and Shin Daddy's brought that back.
Well, Grand Island had it because my grandma had it.
No, the big towns had that too. But even the was crazy was that a town like Pender, Fullerton, these small towns, they all had milkmen. Absolutely. And it was and the
Just
crate
a box by your door. Usually
Yes.
our side.
That's a good way to wake up. There it is. Milk's right there.
Yep.
You get told,
Better
"Wait,
times.
go grab the milk."
So Shindy's going to be
He's the
milkman. Delivering milk.
Door to door today in Creighton.
He's doing God's work there.
Better
Thank you
times.
to Shin Daddy and Midwest Bank for sponsoring hour 2 as always. 464-5685. Call or text as always. I just checked right now during the segment. The line has gone up from 6.5 to 7 in favor of Nebraska.
Okay.
So it is a full touchdown favorite for Nebraska against Colorado this weekend. Is that a fair assessment after week 1, do you believe, for this game? How
I
this should
do.
go?
I do because if we stick to our credo on this show, which we always say it starts up front, Nebraska's better up front on both sides. Nebraska's defensive line has an advantage on a new Colorado offensive line, which you can't say definitively they're bad because they've only been together one game, but they didn't look that good to me. And they got an inexperienced left tackle it'll be a hell night for him, I think, on Saturday. And then up front, they're okay up front. It looked like to me, I watched the whole game against North Dakota State. They looked okay-ish. But Nebraska's better up front on both sides. So I would say if you just start with that, 7 makes sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 7 makes sense.
You think it should be more?
It should be more. Yeah, I think
10
it should be more. I think more like 13.
Wow.
But you got to get action on both sides. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
you got to get action on both sides. At 13, you might people just might say, no, Nebraska's not going to cover. You know.
So I agree with her. We'll rather have it 7. I would say it'll be 13. I think, like I said, I've said it before. After seeing, I had a chance to watch some of the Colorado game after I was at the Utah game. And so I had a chance to watch some of it after the game on a replay. So I had a chance to check some of that out. And I don't have a good assessment of Nebraska. So I can't say that I did because I saw the one play. So I don't have a great assessment. But what Steve said, that Mass kicks ass and they're better on both sides.
They're better on both sides.
They're better on both sides. It's a home in pass rushing. The advantage goes up big time to the home team when it's loud because everything is off the ball. And it's their example.
How are they going to hear them how are they going to hear the quarterback?
To be able to do that will be a big part of it. But I don't think like I said, it'll be a good game early, but I think in the end, I don't think it'll even be close.
Well, what scares me if I were a Nebraska fan is simple. They can score in a hurry. Colorado can score in a hurry. They can make. There's going to be big plays, and you can't panic. If you're a fan, let alone a Nebraska defender, they're going to get some big plays down the field. You just don't panic.
They're going to catch a couple passes.
Yeah,
that's going to happen. You just got to so what move on, hold them to field goals.
Yeah.
But I guess, like I said, that all the advantages, in my opinion, go to Nebraska.
It's
because of the mass. Just because you said what you
the
said.
mass. And also, though, it's interesting what I'm going to do it again, Jay. Gary Barnett said he thought going into watching Nebraska UTEP that Nebraska's advantages against Colorado would be a physical defense and a young but very good quarterback. He didn't realize necessarily that Nebraska was now their skill is pretty good. So it's or really maybe really good in the case of Naor and Banks. So he goes, it's not, he said he didn't look at the game quite the same because of the additions that Nebraska made to its receiver core, that they're good. They're legit there. So yeah, I like 7. I'd take, I'm not going to make my prediction, but the 7's a good line. That's a good line.
Nebraska ran the ball very well against UTEP. They should be able to run the ball well against Colorado.
Okay, Bill, they average 4.4 on first down running. That's pretty good. That's what you want.
A lot of second and fives.
Yeah. If you can do that against Colorado, you'd be in good shape, I would think. Now, Colorado, I'm going to say Colorado's, again, I'm not just talking totally. I mean, I saw both games. I saw Colorado's game. Colorado's a little better up front than UTEP. They are. They're bigger. They're better than UTEP was really small on defense up front.
That's like I said, didn't see it. Just talking talking to some friends. They were like, boy, they do not look like a Division I football team.
Small,
especially defensively.
Well, I gave Jake the stat yesterday, and he didn't believe me. I was struck by your disbelief, and you questioned my stat. Actually, he questioned my stat.
I questioned UTEP's stat. They provided this own stat. In their
UTEP is 1-60 against power conference teams. 1-60. The one victory was against Mississippi State in the 1967 Sun Bowl. Epic Sun Bowl.
Epic game.
That was
remember
a home
it well.
game for them too.
It was a home game for them. It's a home game.
Right.
Had to put together
advantage of a huge crowd.
They were also, were they UTEP them or were they Texas Western?
Probably were. I think Don Haskins was on the sideline.
I think Haskins was there after the game. They had to be Texas Western. They were.
There's no way they're UTEP.
No,
I think they were Texas Western.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh God. But anyway, Jake, 1-60 against power conference teams. No, they. And I told Jake last week, I think Saturday. I think about there's probably 12 FCS teams that could beat UTEP, maybe more.
I think there'd be more than that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they'd be rated in the top 10.
I don't think UTEP would make the playoffs in the FCS.
That's what I was saying.
Now, the one positive, we mentioned the name Maurice Westmoreland on the show.
Maurice Westmoreland.
He was basically one play. He had one respectable play. Otherwise, he was shut down by Nebraska.
Was he shut?
Pretty much shut down. He got loose one time, did not make the sack. He pressured Raiola, but after that, he did not make a impact in that game as a first team preseason all CUSA player.
Conference USA.
So
let's see what Westmoreland
Nebraska's
did.
offensive line there, but
yeah.
What was
he didn't do much, Jake. You're right. 2 tackles on the day. That's it. You're right. 2 quarterback hurries. That's it.
Okay,
that's all he got. Yeah, that's nothing. You're right.
A quiet day for him.
Yeah, they neutralized him. Nebraska's offensive line did play well. There's no doubt about that. The run blocking, they got 500 yards. I mean, come on. They played well. They looked intent in pass protection, like they were dug in hard on it. So yeah. Again, the spread. I think the spread's right. The thing you just can't dismiss in this, as you assess this game, is Colorado may have 2 top 5 picks, as Rule pointed out. When there's 2 top 5 picks out on a team, it means something. Those guys make plays, and they make a ton of plays.
Another advantage for Nebraska is they could have kept things very generic and just handled the game.
I think they did.
Colorado could not do that.
No.
They were 5 yards away from losing the game.
He's right.
So there was no like, oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to use that. Now at the same time, if Colorado doesn't have that crazy bounce off the leg interception,
right?
That the game might get away.
It was a crazy bounce off the leg.
That would have put them up 15 or some of the time, whatever. That could have made a little. It's a difference in the game. Obviously, they're going to score, and so that's a little bit of a odd situation.
That was a rare bad pass by Shador. I mean, if I was Deion, I'd say, "What were you throwing that? What were you doing? What was that?" He doesn't do that very often. But he was good in that game. I'm gonna say off the top of my head, 26 of 34 for 445.
A lot of big throws.
26.
That's still impressive.
Yeah, he had a great game.
That's still impressive.
26 of 34, 445. He had 3 touchdown passes to Travis Hunter. I think he had 4 total.
Yeah. The interesting part is going to be the wide receiver screen game, because if they get the ball out fast, how well can Nebraska tackle in space on really good receivers? Because they're going to struggle in protection. So anytime you're going to struggle in protection, the ball's got to come out. The ball's got to come out quick. You got to be able to get screens.
So you got breakdown tackle.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's correct. But
breakdown.
But that will be an interesting part of their game with what happens. That happened in that Idaho game. They hit some screen passes because Oregon was just they couldn't block Oregon, but they got underneath them, behind them with a couple little quick screens to the running back, other screens that caused some problems with it. So the screen game will be something, because anytime that those 3 receivers are touching the ball in space, it's scary.
I know
it is. And Horn scares you the most when all of a sudden he gets the ball.
Listen to Bill.
I love that guy. He's good.
Yeah, he's a slot receiver, and he gets the ball in his hands. They have the potential to go the distance.
He's
really
weird.
do.
He's one of those guys who's weird fast. Like it looks like a video game. Okay. Now, the other thing, I don't want to gloss over this, Jake, and I kind of poo-pooed their running backs, but what Bill said is right. If they can get the ball to Offerdahl, little guy, hide behind the line in a screen, Offerdahl might shoot out of there for a ways. He's a little guy. He's not great, but he's their starting running back, and he could do damage. And they got Dallin Hayden, the running back from Ohio State, who looks like he didn't win the job. Yeah. He got beat out by a walk-on, but he's not that bad. So it's not like they don't have running backs.
They don't really try though.
Their run game is very simplistic. So when they're
what I was told.
So when you're doing the run game breakdown, you're like, how do we fit this? What do we do here? All the different things. Playing Michigan, it's a nightmare all the time, because they were really good up front, and their scheme's complicated. Scheme's not real complicated for Colorado.
Pat Shurmur,
and so they'll throw it 60 times. They're going to say, what's our best chance? Number 2, throwing the ball down the field, and there'll be some time. And the big thing is going to be because last year, where the mistakes were made all year by the quarterback, was that he took sacks, didn't get rid of the ball. That's going to be the difference in this, like that. How good is he? Just getting rid of the ball and just living with 2nd and 10. Not a problem. 2nd and 10, just play again.
He's dangerous because when he scrambles, he's looking to throw down.
To throw downfield.
He's not scrambling to scramble. He's scrambling to buy time to throw it downfield. That's scary for the DBs.
Same thing for Dylan, though, too.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The crowd can really affect this game because of what Bill's saying. If they're going to throw it 60 times, he's at the line of scrimmage 60 times with a lot of sound. And some of those guys can't hear. And if the offensive line, I guarantee you there'll be 2 or 3 for sure false starts. And there might be more than that. I guarantee 2 or 3.
There will be.
Yeah. And you'll see Shador doing this, putting both hands over his ears. It'll be a lot of that going on because the stadium's going to be raucous. It works to Nebraska's advantage. It really does. The home field advantage is profound.
That's why I think also the number is really low.
7. Because now remember, you got to attract
from 6.5. It's grown.
Bill, you have to attract action on both sides. Please remember that. Do I think Nebraska's going to win by more than 7? Yeah, but you got to attract the action. Okay, I'm playing the part of Lee Sterling right now. Do you understand?
So Oregon by 39.5. Walk me through your theory there.
Well,
everyone wants action. Yes.
Yeah, you got to get action on both sides. That's what I'm saying. If you put it at
gambling experts, Steve,
if you put the number at 13, I think most people would bet Colorado and just think, even if they thought Nebraska was going to win. So you got to keep it a reasonable number. That's all I'm saying. Do you understand, Ben? Ben understands.
Ben's
Ben's a big supporter of mine because we're both from Columbus.
Ben, let's start to see if you can get doing some gambling this week. Let's see if you can put some stuff down.
Come on, Ben, help us out.
Yes.
Ben's a supporter of mine. Columbus. Columbus.
That's right.
Together in the press box, everything.
Yes.
It was a big
Selfies.
event.
Not a half selfie. It was a full selfie this time.
Full
So
selfie.
I'm going to get the half face selfie from Ben.
And you
this
went
time.
with the peace sign. Yes. You
He was
went with the peace
happy.
sign.
I didn't know
But-
what to do.
but
I
actually-
told Ben I don't know what to do.
No, Sip told me, I was informed this morning that Ben actually did at first big time him in the press box before
Walked
taking a
right by him.
picture.
Walked right by him.
I was stunned. He just whipped right by me. It's like,
Did he have a notepad? Did he have his laptop with him?
He had a
What was he doing?
laptop. I
Did
don't
he?
know about notepad. Did you take notes? He's young.
Oh, he
Yeah,
typed.
he's
He
typed it.
typed up his notes on
He's
the
young.
computer.
Yeah,
He's young.
Yeah.
They use Otter and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
right? I still will write down notes.
Where's
Notes.
your notepad at?
It's right here. I
What'd
got
you-
it.
What'd you
It's
write
right
in the
there.
last game?
I wrote a lot.
Anything good in there?
I mean,
Can you read your handwriting? Did you write so fast you can't read?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely.
I'd like to know what your notes were during the game.
Or do you want to know? I mean, I wrote a lot. Actually.
You've lost the notebook already.
No, I have it
Lost-
right here
You
in
lost
front
your
of me.
page in the notebook.
No, there's a lot in here. There's
This is since the game you've written that much more?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I did an interview with Gary Barnett. Did you hear about that?
I just found it out right
Can we
now.
get Gary on air?
Maybe. I mean,
That'd be nice.
We should try to get
he's
Gary.
very busy.
Like to get him on air.
He plays a lot of golf.
Does he go? But does he go to practice? Is my
Oh
question.
yeah, he knows that he
That's always my
He's-
my what intrigues me is when someone goes to practice and,
Yeah,
and they
oh,
can
yeah.
talk about the team.
I mean, it's almost like he's a coach. I mean, he knows an incredible amount about that program. He's very invested. He loves it. And he loves his work. I mean, Bill, he told me that he prepares for his broadcast with the same amount of zeal that he prepared for games. He says I'm over prepared for I was over prepared for games, had way too many plays, and I'm over prepared for broadcast. There's just I got information I'll never use. He goes, but I don't know any other way to do it. He's 78.
Yeah.
He's 78, but you've seen him. He seems young. Yeah, you can tell I like him. I'm a big fan of Gary
The
Barnett.
preparation you have to go into games would be ridiculous, especially
football.
Especially if you had to pronounce names. I mean, that's the hardest part going into it.
No
right now,
doubt.
we don't have to say 30 names on air every day that are
Nope.
very hard to. Just okay. What is that? How is that said?
Right.
That's very difficult. So
Oh yeah, I don't know how those guys do it. There's so much going on all the time that it's to do it live is an art. That's a skill, Jake. You've never had to do it.
I have not. Can you tell?
You could do it.
You could do it, Jake.
I could be a coach.
Yes.
No, a broadcast.
No, you could not be a coach. No, your emotions would be.
Yeah,
It'd be a
bad
wreck.
coach.
It'd be a
coach.
wreck. It just palms up.
I
the
could
whole time.
I could like coach golf for Tennessee. Like now,
No, I don't think so.
you
No,
see the emotion in my
no,
face.
no. Yeah.
I have called games before. I've run broadcasting.
How would your coach look at you when you lost like 6-0, 6-0 to
Oh,
a 78-year-old?
Not good.
How would that look?
Go palms up. Palms up.
Don't,
Jake didn't score.
Please don't defend that either. You always do that thing
I
where
just said he's really good.
oh
That's
yeah,
a
he's
fact.
really 75 too. So
I'm just gonna say right
It's the
now,
70s.
I haven't played tennis forever. We all get the wooden racket back out. But right now, if I was playing someone that was 94, I think I can beat him. I really do.
But he plays every single day, Bill.
I don't know. I
don't
think
know.
I could beat a
Those
94-year-old.
guys know
The
their
guy's
angles.
75.
75.
Those guys
He was
know
50.
angles.
He was 50 years older than you,
stop.
and you play tennis, and you play in a league, and you played in high school. And you
50
didn't
years
older than
He's
you.
really good. Maury. His name is
Maury.
Maury.
I don't
He's
care if
very
his
good.
name is
Incredible
Chris
name.
Everett.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
He's very good. When we
All
come back, which coach had the worst week in week one? Just that early break of the ticket.
You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Serve Nebraska is inviting you to help thank volunteers for their service to our communities. The Step Forward Awards are Nebraska's highest awards for volunteer service, and you can show your appreciation for their hard work by attending the awards luncheon coming up on October 4th in Omaha. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. Made possible by sponsors like Omaha Public Power District. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Primary care that understands you. At CHI Health Clinic, our dedicated primary care team takes time to hear you, understand you, and get to know you and your family at every stage of life. We believe in building lasting relationships with our patients. That's why we offer convenient, affordable health care close to home or work. Find out how we treat your whole family like family at chihealth.com/primary care.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Kim with Midwest Bank. We know there is more to your business than numbers and spreadsheets. For us at Midwest Bank, the people who make up a business matter most. We believe in getting to know you and your business and providing customized banking solutions that help protect your business and help it grow. Schedule a free consultation with us today. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Kickoff is here and football is officially back. Over 1 million fans across 33 states got in the game last year by making picks on Underdog, and this year you can too. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code EARLY to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 19 plus in Nebraska and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zip line gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide cost by up to 85%? Now you can with Green Eye technology for your sprayer. Green Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green Eye or check them out at BOECK farmoutfitters.com.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine with a light south breeze. See an afternoon high around 84. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low around 59. And tomorrow, more sunshine with a continuing south breeze and an afternoon high around 90. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's never too late to barbecue or grill.
It's never too
With
late.
Score One
Never
Smoking.
too late.
And listen, you can still grill when it's cold outside if you want to. It'd be crazy, but you can't. But guess what? You can get your product from Score One Smoking and Chris. Barbecue rubs and sauces for days, and he'll cater in your area also. He lives in Holdridge, but he'll go anywhere.
He lives in
Holdridge.
Holdridge. He'll stop by if you take the Amtrak out there and meet you and pick you up and take you back to the farm
At about 3 a.m.
at 3 a.m. And he'll have some food ready for you. And then the next day, he will do a small brisket class in the morning.
It's called service.
It's called service.
That is
incredible.
excellent service.
And also he's involved in ag also. Maybe he's getting ready to barbecue for the big harvest coming up tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Chris,
Yeah, well,
Chris, are you barbecuing
ask
tomorrow?
Katrinka
for the
about
yeah. Katrinka knows all.
she seems to know.
Yes.
She's the know-all.
Yeah.
She's the know-all. Thanks to Score One. Score1smoking.com.
Score One!
Also Facebook and Instagram. Okay, I want you guys to rate something on a worst.
Wait a second. What are we doing?
Who had the worst weekend? Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you three options.
Give
You
us
go-
some names.
You go from the absolute worst to the least worst. Okay. Here's the three options: Mike Norvell, Florida State.
Okay.
Jeez.
Billy Napier, Florida, 41-17 losers to Miami, and 3 Dabo Swinney
Ooh.
getting destroyed
Ooh.
by Georgia.
Norvell's number one.
I think he has to be.
Yeah, Norvell's number one.
No questions there, right?
Yeah, they're in trouble.
Well, I would say this: that I would push back on that, and I'd probably take Napier just because that loss. It's almost like, how do you save your job? Because their schedule's brutal, but they looked bad. It looked bad. So Norvell had the worst because of the 2 losses, but he was 13-0. He's in no hot water.
Oh, you don't think he's in hot water?
No.
Now, wait a second.
Do you think he's on the hot? Like, he'd be fired?
No.
I'm not saying
No.
he's going to
That'd
get
be tough.
fired.
No.
But what if they go 3-9?
Yeah, it's going to be ugly. But my point is, if
Well, would he survive 3-9?
absolutely 100, yeah,
I got to talk to Marty
Yeah,
on
it was
that. I
13
do. I got to
yeah.
talk to Marty.
13-0. Yep, 13-0 last year. We'll do that. And Sweeney would be the third. Again, it was bad, and I said I need to take that one on the chin because I thought I made a bold statement on Clemson, but it was 6-0 at half. It was 6-0.
It was a tight game.
6-0.
Was it 6-0?
6-0 at half.
Was it
And
Georgia?
defensively, they were holding up. Clemson looked great on defense. They finally just couldn't hold up as it just kept breaking down on offense so bad.
You picked against Kirby, who has won 40 straight regular season games.
Somebody got to step outside the box a little bit. Take
Way outside the box.
What'd you take? Nebraska over UTEP?
I did.
Way to go. Yeah.
Oh, I had a bad pick week. I didn't have a good pick week. We have a contest at Husker Online. I did not do good. But I would not take Clemson over Kirby. Kirby has won 40 straight regular season games. That is incredible in this day and age.
It is.
Georgia.
Cade Klubnik, the quarterback for Clemson, was
Jake is a big fan.
18 for 29, 142 and a pick.
Yeah, it was a rough.
I mean, total wise, Clemson offensively had 188 yards of offense against Georgia.
I'm serious about talking to Marty too about Norvell. I don't know. 3-9. I don't know if they go 3-9. Are they that bad?
I don't know that. I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
But I did look at their schedule. Very easily could be a losing season.
Yeah.
Because here's what I look at now. When I look at schedules, I go, I'm like, could they? Could they lose? And on their schedule, like Memphis, could they lose that? Absolutely, they could lose that. So there's a lot of games where you go, yes, yeah, they could lose that. They could. There's some games you just go, nope, not going to happen. LSU plays Nicholls State this week. Nope, that's not going to happen. They're not going to lose that game.
Bill,
but he has a lot that they could lose.
You'd agree, I think, and Jake watched the game too. Something's not right at Florida State.
Yeah.
The way they play. Something's not right. I mean, they don't look well coached at all.
What stood out the most is what you said about when you talked about just when we hit on was body language, energy. You just didn't feel it. I agree from the start. And like I said, and they were bad from the start against Georgia Tech. They just happened to rally back in that game and they made a few throws and hit a few easy slant routes and stuff to be able to kind of get themselves back and going to get the game tied up. But no, it wasn't. You didn't watch them just go like, man, they're right there.
They're not rallying around the quarterback. Yeah. They're not doing that.
No.
Now, sometimes the team will do that, but no, that's not happening.
Now, Florida ran into a buzzsaw.
Miami
is are they a
buzzsaw?
Yeah, that's a really good team. That's a really
Should
good
they
looking.
be the favorite to win the ACC right now, Miami?
Yes, 100. And everyone thought that until you saw it. But when you saw their roster,
proved it.
I said they took one of the best running backs in the country.
Yep.
They've got him from
Martinez.
Oregon State. They went and got the number one quarterback portal person.
Cam Ward.
Number one. Now, Cam Ward has not played great all the time. He had bad moments last year. There were sometimes, remember, they were 5 and 7. So it wasn't like it was just, he was right there. He should have won the Heisman. No. But now he's surrounded by so many players, which will be interesting.
Florida State's schedule, you guys mentioned that in terms of how it's difficult. They host Memphis this week. Memphis is one of the better group of 5 schools.
That'll be a very interesting scene in Tallahassee.
Do they host them this week or do they have a bye week this week?
I'm sorry. Week off. They play the 14th, correct. They are off this weekend.
That's
They
miserable.
will play Memphis off a bye week next Saturday.
That screams quarterback change.
Yeah,
because the bye week. Because they're going to say, no, we're going to switch quarterbacks. We're going to get someone. I don't know how you have to put someone else out there. I think you just at some point in time you have to put someone else out
I know
there.
it's interesting because people would say, well, you don't even know who their backup is. I don't know that I need to know who their backup is. I mean, you need some sort of change.
Florida State then will host California.
Not easy.
Not easy, but no, they're still, they'll probably win it, but not an easy game.
Then they will head to SMU.
Very difficult.
Tough.
And that place will be wound up.
Yeah, right now I'd pick SMU. Even though I saw them play play Nevada and they weren't impressive. They didn't show up for that game, but they still have skill.
Then Florida State will host Clemson, who's also potentially scuffling at that point. They're 0-1 also. Then they will play at Duke. They'll head to Miami for probably likely loss late October. Then they host North Carolina. They go to Notre Dame. They host Charleston Southern, and they end with Florida in Florida State. So there's some losses.
It's hard to find 6 wins there.
Yeah,
There's 10 games left. It's hard to find 6, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it is the best, I think the best they can be is 6-6.
It's a really interesting conversation because of the big picture, which is them, their all out zeal to get out of the ACC because they feel they're too good for it. And now you're looking at a team that's not. They don't really have a prayer of winning the ACC now.
I think the team you're going to see will have still a very good year will be Clemson.
You think?
They ran into the ultimate buzzsaw. I mean, that was a
big flex,
and there was still a 6-0 game at halftime. So halftime you feel pretty good, except they couldn't move the ball an inch. So I'm sure it was like, okay, how we get it? But make one play, it might be a little bit different. But in the end,
think about Georgia. Think about Georgia. Hey, just stop and think about something. Georgia beat Florida State 63-3 in the bowl game. Then their first game, they beat Clemson, another name brand, 34-3. Do the math there. Jimbo is an incredible coach. Incredible. Okay? Think about what they did. Excuse me, not Jimbo.
Hey,
I have Jimbo on my mind all the time.
What happened there?
Yeah,
What
Kirby,
just happened?
Kirby and Jimbo are very similar to me.
Just
think about Jimbo.
Yeah, Jimbo's fired.
Jimbo's going to get a job. Jimbo's going to get a job. Now Kirby, what is that? He just dismantled 2 name brand programs. Just dismantled them. It's amazing. That's amazing. That's not. He didn't beat Duke and I don't know, Vandy.
They've won their last 2 games.
Hey, easy on Vandy.
Listen,
I know Vandy's not that bad.
Put it close. They won the last 2 games against Florida State and Clemson 100-6.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible.
That's the combined score. 100-6.
That's incredible. That should be celebrated. I hope their fans appreciate that. I appreciate it. It's amazing.
Kirby.
Well, yeah, and Jimbo.
And think of the games coming. I mean, we looked at Georgia's schedule. It's difficult.
Tough.
They got Texas. They got Alabama.
It's tough.
I think they have Auburn. I think they have Ole Miss, too, I believe.
Like the toughest schedule in the country. They won't get through it unscathed.
It'll be really hard to get through it. But still, they're so good up front on both sides. And remember, Georgia's running back didn't play. ETN.
Is that right?
He was suspended. They didn't play him.
Jeez.
Which was, again, a great move by Kirby. Great move by
him. He knew Clemson wasn't a match.
By the way, on last night's game, Boston College, again, I told you the schedule's not hard. They're going to win 8 games this year.
Jeez.
BC's going to win 8 games.
Jeez.
I'll run through it quickly. They host Duquesne this week. Win.
Okay, that's
They're
2.
at Missouri, probably a loss.
It'll be a tough one. Yeah.
And then after that, not hard. They host Michigan State. Winnable game.
Winnable.
Yeah.
They host Western Kentucky. They go to Virginia. They go to Vatech, who just lost at Vanderbilt this weekend. They host Louisville.
Tough game, but yes.
Right. They host Syracuse. They go to SMU. They host North Carolina, and they host Pitt to end.
Yeah.
I mean, they've one
They could
ranked
win
team.
7 or 8, yeah.
8-win team, Boston College. If Castellanos stays healthy.
Yeah. Weird things that happen. The score that probably caught me the most, and I watched maybe 15 plays of it. Arizona State, Wyoming. Blew my mind.
What's the score of that one?
49-0. Arizona State picked to be dead last in the Big 12.
They won 49.
They won 49. Because going into that game, most people would say that's a pick'em game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say that?
Yes.
Oh, it's a pick'em game.
Yeah,
Wyoming.
tough
Gonna be a
game.
tough game. 49-0.
Ooh.
They destroyed
Who's
them.
that quarterback?
And so
That Levitt?
Sam Levitt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Sam Levitt.
Michigan
From
State
what
transfer.
from what I saw, the little bit I saw, it wasn't a ton, but I watched enough of it. I go, there's no way this is the worst team in the Pac-12. I mean, in the Big 12. No chance.
Was it Levitt quarterbacking?
Yes.
I'll get
the stats.
Graham Couch of the Lansing State Journal, when Nebraska was pursuing him, said that guy is going to be a star, Sipple. He's going to be amazing. I was like, I didn't see that. I saw him play against Nebraska. I didn't see amazing. But he said, no. He's good. That dude's good. So Graham Couch, shout out.
Levitt in the game was
what was Levitt?
14 for 22, 258, and 2 touchdowns. Also had 8 carries for 47 yards.
Ooh, that's a good game. That's efficient.
49-0 against a Wyoming team. When you look at it and go, man, that Wyoming can beat them. Wyoming can probably go down there and beat them. And it was embarrassing.
Levitt beat out Sims. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Jeff Sims did play in this game. He had no passes. He had 3 carries for 15 yards. That was it. No
49 to
no
nothing.
fumbles, by the way. No fumbles.
That
for
one,
Jeff Sims.
that was a shocker.
That's
to me.
a shocker.
There were several shockers like that. We just go, that was odd.
That's
to
a
see.
100% shocker. 49-0.
But that always happens. You don't know what some teams are like. You just don't know until you actually get a chance to see them.
Openers.
And be able to say, okay, now that's the one thing that jumps out now. It would be on both sides. Or whoever's playing now is like, okay, now it's on film. So your weaknesses get exploited unbelievably. If there's certainly they cannot do this very well, or they can do this. That's where sometimes you'll see a team pull an upset in the first game, and then all of a sudden they kind of fade off. Like, what happened? Now they finished 6-6, and they had that huge win early, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, it's on film now.
Yeah.
And coaches are really smart.
I know.
I used to always show their picture sometimes of the offensive coordinator when I was a defensive coordinator. This is so and so. He makes $1.8 million a year. He doesn't run dumb plays. He knows what he's doing. They have a plan for what the run game is, what they're going to do. All these, they don't run like, I don't know, just run it. It's going to work. I don't know. We'll see what happens. No, they have a very detailed plan of what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, you're in an amazingly tough profession. It is tough.
I don't have a job, so my profession right now is not.
I'm not talking about radio.
You couldn't wait to bring it back up. Could
No,
you?
I didn't mean that. I still say
he loves taking shots.
I still say you're an amazing profession. I still say it. I will continue to say it.
Well, he's going to help out today in the game show, as he does every day. Let's play the game.
We're on a
2-game
right skid.
4, 6, 4, 5,
What
6,
happened?
8,
We're
5.
11-10.
I know.
Your chance to win a business box of bagels, 2 bagels. Joe, we talked about Nebraska, Colorado this week. How about other week 2 games? Have you paid attention to the schedule upcoming?
No, I haven't.
I looked a little bit, but usually I don't delve early because the game went so late into Monday, and I was still going back and looking at scores and box scores. I look at so many box scores. I love box scores.
Do you know who's playing who this weekend in college football? Let's play
okay.
it. 4, 6, 4, 5, 6, 8, 5. Shut up, Sipple. Starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
All right, 464-5685. Call the Takedown Sip and Bill in trivia. Week 2 games in college football. Have you looked ahead to the slate beyond Nebraska, Colorado on Saturday?
I've done a little. I mean, I have a chance.
Okay.
I have a very little chance here, unless I've just picked up stuff through osmosis.
Let's see how Joe feels. Joe, have you looked ahead to this weekend's games at all in college football?
I watched a couple.
No, how about this upcoming weekend's games, Joe? Have you researched yet at all?
Just Nebraska, Colorado.
Oh, okay, that's good. Then we're all on the same page.
Okay, this should be a.
We'll see how this
This
goes.
is going to overtime.
All right, Bill's a lifeline for SIP for one question as always. Joe, first question to you: what team does Illinois host this weekend?
I do know that.
Yeah, I got that one. You
Yeah.
got it?
Yeah.
Just for you, Joe.
Yeah, we're up 1-0.
No Google.
Let me see. Racking my brain.
5.
Let's go with Rutgers.
Not a bad guess.
Sure you got it.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
It's a very intriguing game. I mean, it's not easy for our friends' team to go to Champaign, Kansas.
Brilliant. Last year, Kansas rolled Illinois.
Did they?
In that game.
This will be a game. Mark it down. It'll be a good game.
1-0 lead. SIP, first question. What team does NC State host
I know that.
this weekend?
It's all over the TV yesterday. It's one of the big games this week.
This weekend.
Tennessee, NC State.
Yeah. Brilliant. Tennessee is correct. 2-0 lead. Back to you, Joe, to stay live. Last question. What team does Oklahoma host this weekend?
Oklahoma.
Sooners.
Oh, let's see. They're starting first year in the SEC. Let's go with. I actually think I know this. Is it Houston?
It is Houston.
Brilliant.
They do play Houston this week.
Didn't know that.
I had it. Oh, I remember. But I actually saw
Okay, now
that.
I might need you.
All right,
Yeah,
hey,
here we go.
Bill's in play.
I'm in play.
For
Yeah,
the
well,
win.
I might need you here.
Thanks,
Last
Steve.
question. What team does Oregon host this weekend?
Don't know.
Hang on a second here. Let me think here.
Don't know that.
Oh, and I did look.
Who do they host? Who does Oregon? Oregon's hosting somebody.
That's correct. You got 5 seconds.
Oh,
I need you.
I'm going to be so mad on this.
I need you.
because I looked
Oh,
at it.
I need
sort of a clue.
3, 2.
Liberty.
Is it Liberty? Joe, you got to get this to stay alive. What team is Oregon playing on Saturday?
I'm so mad about this. I know this.
I saw this. I think. Is it Boise State?
Brilliant. It is.
It just
Boise
hit me right as
State.
he. Right,
We're on a
right,
2-game skid right now.
Right when he said it, it
Yeah.
hit me. I did.
This
I go,
will
okay, I know
go.
it.
This will go to Joe. You guys will go over under this. I just saw this as of a second ago, so I'm up to date on this. What is the current line for Boise State, Oregon? Oregon's a favorite by how many points right now?
Who's setting it here?
This is for Joe.
He sets it. We go over under.
Yes. The up to date line for Oregon for you, Joe.
Can you explain to me if Oregon is favored, they are negative, right?
Yeah, just yes. There are. How many points are they favored by?
Okay, I'm gonna guess that they are favored by 14.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good number.
Good
Over,
number.
Under 14.
Oh, he put out a good number.
I still think it's this.
Oh, God, really?
Still think it's
Okay, we got all kinds of conflicts going on because I thought it would be under that.
You go with whatever. It's your show.
Now, wait a second.
I think it's
He
over.
said
Joe
14.
says 14 for Oregon over Boise State.
Oh.
And this is as of right now
Oregon's
the current
pretty
line.
good.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to go with Bill. I'm going to go with Bill and
What'd he
say
say?
it's over 14.
Brilliant.
I put 12.
It opened at 18.5. It's now at 19.5
Oh.
as of right now.
Don't
Oregon
take
over
Oregon.
Boise State.
Take Boise State in that scenario.
I would agree.
Take Boise
It's a rough
State.
game against Idaho. But
Georgia Southern put 45 on.
That's
Boise.
true.
did they? Okay.
They did.
All
45.
right.
That's
Joe-
Eric Chenander's defense.
Joe, nice try. We'll get you back on the copy. Call him down the road. Tough game.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank
it was
you.
a good game. 14 was a good number, though. We put out a good number.
He
there
did. He
for
did
that
put
game.
out a good number.
He really did.
So the losing skid's over at 2. Back on the winning trail.
12 and 10. 12 and 10. Good job, Bill. I would have missed that.
You don't want to play Oregon real bad right now. They didn't.
No,
it's not that like they didn't play great, but they just didn't score, and their numbers were like triple of what
they'll be determined.
He had 400 yards passing.
Yes,
he was like 42 of 49, very efficient.
It's Kirk Herbstreit's pick to win it all.
Oregon.
Oh, there's a lot of things out there that were interesting. Did you see what Purdue did?
They shut out.
They whooped the team.
Hudson Card was.
He admit one
24 for 25 with one drop.
One drop.
It's hard that 24-25 on
that?
Indiana State.
Indiana State.
But my point is, it's hard to do on air. It's on air.
Yeah.
Not Skelly, on air to complete 24 or 25 is really hard.
I've seen some Nebraska quarterbacks in recent years that had no prayer of that. Excuse me.
The spillover is next on an early break on the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Early Break with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Busch. Sponsored by Midwest Bank. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Primary care that understands you. At CHI Health Clinic, our dedicated primary care team takes time to hear you, understand you, and get to know you and your family at every stage of life. We believe in building lasting relationships with our patients. That's why we offer convenient, affordable health care close to home or work. Find out how we treat your whole family like family at chihealth.com/primary care.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zip line gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Football season is here, and that means that fall is here. So start the season off right with Holidays in Bennett with Tailored Life. Make plans to stop by Bennett from September 6th through the 8th for open houses for shops. And on Sunday, enjoy a street market with creative collabs with over 30 vendors, food trucks, and a kids zone. It's Holidays in Bennett from September 6th through the 8th. Make sure to stop and see Tailored Life, Garden, Home, and Gift when you stop by.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide costs by up to 85%? Now you can with Green Eye technology for your sprayer. Green Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green Eye or check them out at BOECK.FarmOutfitters.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover, sponsored by our friends at Raising Cane's, who just had their golden birthday on August 28th. Turned 28 years old on August 28th. They are keeping the celebration going by giving away $100,000 worth of prizes, including a chance to win a 10-ounce gold bar. The prizes are truly golden. Please go to Raising Cane's to find out more. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. And for the first time in a couple weeks, to your left, Sip, is Chris Raff of The Drive. Raff,
I almost forgot who he was.
It's great to see you. I saw Raff on Sunday at the State Fair.
I did. You were at the State Fair doing what, Chris Raff?
I was selling lottery and scratch tickets to the fine citizens of the State Fair.
Including myself.
Yep.
You had a booth?
Oh, yeah. I had a trailer.
A trailer?
Brought it back this morning.
You brought it back this morning. You left at 4.
4. I got up at 4 this morning. Yeah.
You left Grand Island at approximately...
Probably ended up being like 4:45, probably.
Man,
now,
think about that.
That appeared to be an air-conditioned trailer to me.
Yes, it was. However,
no, it was hot out there.
However, we did lose electricity one day, so it got a little hot in that. It's like a can. Yeah.
You lost electricity.
Yeah. But got it back.
You know, I don't usually do lottery stuff. I don't buy tickets, but because Raph was there, I supported him and I did the bundle. There's like $15 for $12. I did that. And I made some money. I'm up. I am up because Raph sold me a good ticket. Apparently,
That's what I do. I sell winners.
So thank you, Raph. You helped my pocket a little bit. I appreciate that.
I sell winners.
Appreciate that.
And thanks to everyone that came by that said they listened. That was pretty cool.
That is good. Good people.
Definitely a boost to the day when people come by and like, Ralph, how the heck do they know my name? Oh, you listen.
Listen to the ticket.
Raph. That's right. They're good people.
Like I'm a roadie.
Sip,
I'm like, yes.
Sip, tell us an update on Scott Frost.
Oh,
please.
it's not a big update, but you know what's interesting on the scroll last night? They on the ESPN during the game.
Oh, yeah.
during
showed up a lot of times.
They were pretty I don't know. They were pretty explicit, I guess, on what his job is, and he's the assistant special teams coach. He'll assist with special teams. He's kind of, I mean, what I'm talking about here.
It said offense and defense too. It said he has to help with everything.
Yeah, well, I think they almost put that on there to be nice. I mean, I heard from an NFL source, we'll call it, that said, yes, if he's going to be assisting on special teams. And the reason I pointed out is because it's low. It's low on the totem pole. I mean, he was a head coach at UCF, head coach at Nebraska. He's 1-1. I always look at Frost as he's 1-1 as a head coach. Had resounding success at one place, was 16-31 and a total disaster in the other place. He was a total disaster. But he's 1-1. Now he's got to go back to being, I mean, you're an assistant special teams coach. That's what he is. And now what I had heard is his agent had been working McVay for some time, that Scott had spent some time around the Rams complex, agent working pretty hard on getting him a job. McVay had to fire one of his special teams coaches, and that opened up a spot.
Scott Frost, back in the coaching profession.
Special teams coach.
Well, Sean McVay is a good person to work under.
Yeah.
In terms of he's had success, his coaches have had success after he's left there. I mean, he's had a lot of success as the head coach of the Rams. He's an offensive genius in some capacity. He's a good guy to work for.
I'm glad Frost is back in. Remember, Raph, in April, it was April when he talked when there's an article published by CBS Sports that Frost said he was dying to get back in. Dying.
I shouldn't laugh at that, but I do.
No.
The way
He
said
he was dying to get back into the coaching profession.
I was a little bit surprised. I thought he'd take a coordinator job at a college.
I know.
I thought it. I don't know if it'd be.
Well, I don't know if there
like
was
high Power 5, but I thought something in the middle. I actually thought Iowa. I thought that would be the ultimate. Like take that Nebraska. Like him becoming the offense coordinator in Iowa.
I don't think there's anything available, Raph.
Yeah.
Because he probably would have taken a coordinator job.
Yeah.
As opposed to an assistant special teams coach.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm getting at.
He's going to be coaching, though, okay?
No, I'm really happy for him. He's back in. But, man, he's kind of got a long climb back if he's going to be a head coach again.
Well, it was very also explicit on the scroll that he was 16-31 as Nebraska's head coach. It said that every time. Scott Frost was 16-31.
Raph, is it crazy for me to think, now he's 49.
Yep.
Frosty's 49. Is it crazy for me to think that he could get back to being a head coach?
Oh, not at all. I think
he can't be.
If he does his stuff and, he'll get back. I have no doubt about that.
Remember, 1-1. He's 1-1.
Yep.
I mean, he did have resounding success at UCF. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there.
We will see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Before we get out of here, one last thing for you to plug, Sip. One last thing. Hey, it is football season. Underdog Fantasy is the way to go, Sip. It is. Head over to that because they have underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with promo code EARLY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em plus $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Use the promo code EARLY to claim your customer special. Underdogfantasy.com. Must be 19 or older to participate. That's it for us. The Drive with Ref, AD, and AG is next for Steve Sipple and Bill Busch. I'm Jake Sorensen. We will see you tomorrow.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that